Hello, everybody. Pop culture curator here. I want to apologize first for my voice, a little rough tonight. Plus, I had technical difficulties getting started. My computer was actually funny, so I had to troubleshoot. And I apologize for the delay. I'm going to ask for help from the panel tonight. They'll be doing most of the talking due to my voice constraints, and I make sure, even with my voice the way it is, I'll say hello to everybody and be just as courteous and just as nice as I usually try to be. So, with that, let's go around the circle and have each of you introduce yourself on the panel, please. First, let's start side by side.
Hello, everyone on the panel and in the chat and on the panel. I'm doing well, still alive and kicking and not dead yet. I'll turn over to PvP next.
Oh, okay. That was brief. I'm sitting here relaxing, thinking you were going to go on a bit, but yeah, nothing much going on here either. So yeah, I guess I'll just pass it on to Sunrocket then.
Hello, everyone. I was enjoying my brand new HD TV that was delivered to me on Thursday. I was watching a lot of 4K, a lot of 4Ks, and how's this for a lineup? The first movie I watched was The Wizard of Oz, and then that was followed by Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1956. That was recently released on 4K from Kino Lorber.
Yes.
And it's not really worthy of 4K. They didn't have the original camera negative, so it's a little hard. It's a little harsh looking, but it was a lot of fun watching that.
Well, and then the best to ever see it, right?
And then I followed it with I got a Blu-ray in the mail today from Denmark, and it's really weird. I have to order movies from Europe that American movies that aren't released on Blu-ray in this country, and the one I've been wanting to get for years is the Anthony Mann directed Western starring Jimmy Stewart, and that's Winchester 73.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, and it's a region-free Blu-ray, even though it's from Europe, and I was just blown away by the restoration. It looked gorgeous black and white.
Excellent.
And then I started watching my Blu-ray of The Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm, which came out a couple years ago. Masterfully restored by Warner Archive.
I've seen that in a long time.
And it is just a regular Blu-ray, but it looks like a 4K. It's stunning picture clarity, and the restoration was incredibly well done. And that movie is close to my heart because it's the first movie I remember seeing in a theater. And that was way back in August of 1962.
You were 27 years old then.
So
no, I was.
You were in diapers when you saw that at the theater?
No. I'm
somewhere in between your guess and my guess.
I'm 1 year younger than you, PvP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, that
would have been like 3 years old or something.
In 62, yeah, I was 3.
I'm curious about Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Is it a 4:3 aspect ratio?
They have it in its correct, finally in its correct screen ratio of 1 to 185.
Oh, okay.
It was stretched for Super Scope to 1 to 2.0, and it's always looked a little funky that way. And but they have it in you can watch it in both the Super Scope 1 to 2.0 ratio, or you can watch it in the actual.
Good.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a shame that the original camera negative wasn't available. I hear it was in really poor shape. The elements weren't taken care of, but they worked with what they had, and sometimes it looks like it's several generations away, and others doesn't look too bad. But for a 4K, it looks pretty rough as far as the clarity. As far as scratches and debris and that kind of thing, it's pretty well cleaned up. But it also comes with a regular Blu-ray, and I'll take a look at that because that might be the way to go. You buy the 4K, but then watch it on the Blu-ray because it's yeah, and in 4K it's going to highlight every little flaw in the picture big time.
True.
Sometimes I do hear that the Blu-rays are the way to go because they actually can give you a better viewing experience at times. Stone Rocket, from what I've read. So, just saying,
Well, the 4K is if you have good elements to work with, the 4K is the top of the line. But if they do a really good restoration, regular Blu-rays are really quite nice, like with the Warner Archive.
Yes.
That most of theirs are done very well. There's a few screw ups because of the stuff that was going on earlier with Warner Brothers and cutbacks and whatnot. But anyway, that's we haven't heard from Scotty. We need Scotty to introduce himself. So
we've been waiting.
Yeah, sorry.
Hi,
Hi,
Scotty, and I do want to continue this physical media conversation, especially
Certainly.
with the titles that you've acquired. But I did want to say hello to Euler Greg in the chat. Hey, Greg, Lemon is here. Hey, Lemon.
Lemon.
Jim's Landscape. Hello, Jim.
Hey guys.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Lemon. Hi, Orler Greg. And here's the giant
Matt
spiders.
G.
And
Taylor
Matt
Swift
G.
greater than Disney, Star Wars, MCU, and Doctor Who.
Yeah, guys, you know who you are.
Thank you, Matt G.
The usual suspects,
I just wanted to say hello to the chat.
Yeah, hello, chat.
Thank you for doing
Hello,
that,
chat.
Scotty. I appreciate it. I'm going to need you guys to help me read the chat.
Certainly.
Absolutely. What is it? I just recently went to the local Salvation Army and acquired myself a stack of DVDs, and I got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the original, the Disney
Yay.
one. The Bambi. I got the Bambi.
Yay.
And then also I got Pritzi's Honor, which I've never seen before.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a while.
That's a good one.
Is it the
not in
last
my
movie
library.
of John Huston?
I think it was.
It's near. Yeah, it's one of his last. I think there was he still had two other movies after that, but that's his last big movie.
Swan Song.
It's successful.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not in my library though. It's
and
not.
Then I got
Go
City
ahead.
of Angels, the Meg Ryan Nicolas Cage movie where Nicolas Cage is an angel.
Oh,
it's got Dennis Franz.
You need to see the European version.
Yeah, Wings of Desire.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was a remake.
Yeah, Wings of
the
Desire.
European version is fabulous. Really,
Yeah,
you should check it out.
It's Wim Wenders.
That's the guy.
Wings of Desire.
Wings of Desire. That's a
Is that what it?
awesome
Oh my
movie.
God, I didn't know it was a remake of that.
It's
I hear
trippy, but it's good.
I hear it. The remake, the American remake, is a travesty of the original Wings of Desire.
But I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Meg Ryan. I like
Meg Ryan.
Like 90s Meg Ryan. She was cute as a button. And this was one of those. I like that. And then I got Amelie. And then I got Bedazzled, not the original. I know you guys are going to judge me. I got the Elizabeth Hurley one.
You got to get the original, but that's okay.
I've seen the original, but I like the remake better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And then,
I
sorry.
go ahead, Scotty.
I was going to say, and then I got blown away with Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones because I think it's funny when Tommy Lee Jones does an Irish accent. and then I got Gone in 60 Seconds, another Nicolas Cage movie.
So
and that's a remake too.
How many dollars did you drop there? It sounds like a small bundle.
$28. 28.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's
like what, $4
movies,
a piece or something?
8 movies for $28. Yeah.
Well, that's not bad if they're in decent condition. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they all work. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
I really highly recommend the original, though. The Wim Wenders film. It's
Wings of Desire.
Wings of Desire. Yeah. I'll write it down.
It's a freaking masterpiece. It really is, Scotty. It's one of those essential European films, and I keep preaching to a lot of you guys. You got to check out European films because they're really awesome. And most people are like, "Oh, I don't like subtitles." Blah blah blah. And it's like, you don't know what you're missing until you watch these movies, guys, because they're fucking great. Yeah.
But I only really accept subtitles from Asians.
Hey, Scotty.
Yes.
Wings of Desire has Columbo in it. Peter Falk.
That's right.
Yeah.
Peter Falk.
You gotta see it. You gotta see it. Not just he's not he doesn't have a big part, but he has a small important part. So.
Well, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. Wim Wenders.
You got it.
I'm a big fan of Japanese films too, like the Akira Kurosawa. Like I say, watch all of his films because
he's a master.
He's up there with Stanley Kubrick. Like he's one of the very few directors. Because I'm a big Stanley Kubrick fan, guys. Probably know that. And I know he's like one of my top directors, and Kurosawa is right up at the same level with him because he's fabulous. And the first time I ever saw Kurosawa was they were supposed to have the Vancouver Film Festival. This is like 25 years ago. And for some reason, I guess there were floods or something that the theaters weren't functional. So they actually moved the Vancouver Film Festival to my hometown of Vernon, like 30 miles down the road from here, which is like a small town of 30,000 people, right? But we had a couple of good cinemas. So they started showing all these international films. And I went to the one smaller, it was usually like a theater with like live action stage performances, right? But they did have an awesome screen and a good projector. So they showed a couple of Kurosawa's films that I had never seen, Ikuru and I can't remember the other one, but they blew my mind seeing those. And then the main huge screen theater in town was showing stuff like Ran and some of those big, spectacle movies that he'd done in his career. And I'd never been introduced to his films before. And that weekend I was like, wow, this guy's amazing. It just blew my mind to see
Was that his last one? Was that his last movie? Ran?
I don't think Ran was far from it. I think Ran was sometime in the 80s.
Yeah. Seems late in his career. I don't know what his last one was.
Longer than that. Actually, I think he lived well into his 90s, Scotty.
I am not familiar with his career, sir.
I could look it up. Give me a minute.
Euler Greg giving a shout out to Bobby N, the late great Bob Newhart. My favorite Bob Newhart movie is Hell is for Heroes. Great movie. Rest in peace, Bob. With a cheers. Was Bob Newhart, was he in Catch-22?
Oh God, I think he might have been actually. Don't quote me on that though, because I haven't seen that movie in like 40 years or something, man.
Man, it's so like what a legend. How old is he? 90, 94, 93?
Yeah, it's a tragedy, 94.
94. Have you ever seen any of his original like stuff from like the Bob Newhart show in the 60s, Scotty?
Well, some of it, yeah. I've seen some of it.
It's so good. Like, there's some brilliant episodes of that show. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times I laughed my ass off watching those shows like years ago, and even his subsequent shows after that, I still found them extremely amusing. But I always go back to the 1960s Bob Newhart show. Like that one for me is pretty much comedy perfection every time I watch it. To be honest, yeah.
I don't know. I grew up with Bob Newhart being my mom's favorite, and so I've always viewed Bob Newhart as being old comedy.
Well, I think he was pretty innovative in his day, and I think a lot of that stuff still holds up pretty. I mean, it's like it's basically comedy based on being human beings, right? It's like I don't think comedy based on what it is to be human really ever goes out of style if it's well done, because I think every generation goes through the same kind of stuff that people were going through back in the '60s, Scotty. So I think a lot of that stuff still holds up extremely well. That's my opinion anyway.
No, hey, again, a trailblazing legend. I can't I can't say anything negative about Bob Newhart. He's provided one of the single greatest finales in all of television history.
You're
Agreed.
you're you're talking about the second series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when it flashes back to the first one.
Yeah.
That
It
was so good. I'll
that
That
never
is
forget
that is
yeah,
one of
watching
the
that
that.
most groundbreaking moments in all of television history.
I think it's one of the greatest moments in comedy TV. Yes, I really do. I agree,
what
Scotty.
when I saw that, I recognized the sheets on the bed and I knew immediately what they were doing. That it was Emily that was going to, be the next to him. I was like, "Oh, this is so brilliant."
It was incredibly brilliant. I just adored that whole
Well,
And
scene.
and Bob Newhart credits his wife for coming up with that idea.
Well, and the funniest thing about that, and this is why I should sort of shake the idea that it is old comedy in my mind, is because he basically ended Newhart on a boob joke, saying to Suzanne Plachette, "You should wear more sweaters," meaning you would look your bosom would be more ample in a sweater, my darling. And it's a blue joke, and you don't expect that from Bobby Newhart.
Well, the
I
thing
didn't
was,
I didn't get it that way.
He did
Bob,
what
It
do
was
you
Bob,
because
mean?
it was because uh oh, what was his wife's name in Newhart? Uh
Mrs. Newhart?
no, Emily,
I,
of course, is Suzanne
yes,
Plachette's name.
I
But what
don't
was
recall.
yeah, it's because she wore sweaters all the time. And so he
But
just
that's
said,
also because she was more of an ample bosom.
"Yeah, well, that's your interpretation."
Well, no,
well,
if you put them side
I
by side.
I personally think Newhart didn't generally work blue at all, but
Yeah.
there was occasionally there was a little undercurrent of a little subtle joke like that. I mean, I
Well,
don't
it's
think
not.
Scotty's totally wrong, right? I don't think you're totally wrong there, Scotty.
Thank
But I
you.
mean, it was never blatant. It was never tasteless.
No, of
That's
course
what I
not.
always loved about Bob. He always had a good grounded sense of comedy to keep it like for a general audience and not go off and be offensive to people. And the brilliance of him was he could do general comedy and not be offensive and still be hilariously entertaining and funny. And that's
Yes.
why I revere him as a comedian. I think he's one of the giants. And I was really
Yes.
saddened to hear when he passed away the other day. I really, it hurt my heart a bit. I got to say, because I grew up watching him, man. I did.
Yeah. But still 94. Come on. That's
Oh,
a
it's a
heck of
good
a go.
life. Oh, well, look at his career. I mean, he had a fabulous life. I mean, it's more like let's honor the legend instead of mourning him, you
Yes.
know.
Absolutely. I would prefer
But
that.
yeah, he was a great comedian. He really was.
He should have worn more sweaters.
Hey, did you ever see his last main show, Bob, when he was a cartoonist?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched a little
I
of
liked
that.
that one. I thought the first season was particularly good, and then they, good old studio, they meddled with the second season. I think it dropped in quality, but I still got a lot of chuckles out of that show. I gotta
Do
say.
you remember the old Ted Knight show, Too Close for Comfort, where Ted Knight played a cartoonist?
I do, but
Yes, I
I could
remember.
never get into that show for some reason. It just didn't do it for me, Scotty.
Well, and I enjoyed it when it was on. Um,
Yeah, I saw a handful of episodes, but I don't know.
and the Bob, it was basically the same show, but
Huh,
because I was a fan of Too
okay.
Close for Comfort, I saw Bob and I was like, this is the same thing, but voice.
I think the thing is though with him, I think of him on the Maritime More show, more right
Ted
than
Knight, yeah.
his own stuff. So that's where when I think of Ted Knight, I automatically go to Ted Baxter in the Tyler Moore show being a
I
annoying
go
annoying dick.
I go straight to Caddyshack when I think of
Oh,
Ted
he's
Knight.
great in that too.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Well, we're waiting.
exactly.
yes.
Well, the world needs
he
ditch diggers too.
I gotta say, he is extremely brilliant at being an asshole in that movie. Like, it really is good. I gotta say, hands down, great performance. Yes,
Yes.
yes, I agree.
Rodney Dangerfield steals that movie.
Oh,
He's so
Rodney.
awesome.
Looks good
Rodney's
on
just,
you though.
Yeah.
Rodney's just so good. I mean, he's
Yeah, he
just
just
legend.
what? You get a free bowl of soup with this hat?
Love that movie.
It is one of the great comedies of all time, actually, when I think about it. Oh man, I remember when films used to be actually really fun to watch. Gee, whatever happened?
They weren't afraid of offending people. People had a
Yeah,
sense of
that's the
humor.
thing. They didn't care, right? They just went for it, which is why we love them to this day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these so-called sensitivity readers. It's like, get out of here.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's like if you're that sensitive, then I don't know how you can even get through a day, much get through a life. That's just my reading on it, but it seems
These
pretty weird.
these blasted Marxist snowflakes. They're everywhere.
Oh God, yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Yep.
Sad.
It is extremely screwed up. It seems the world these days.
Yeah, I earlier I was saying I was enjoying my new TV, but I have a confession to make.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was made
The
in China.
the TV no, it's a Samsung, but I it's my first HD TV ever.
Uh-huh.
Before that, I had a Sony Trinitron CRT
Ooh.
monitor
Oh,
that
yeah.
weighed it was 27-inch
I
diagonal
used to have one of
and
those.
and and it weighed 115 pounds. And I had Best Buy. I paid for the home delivery of the new set and setup, but I also paid for them to haul away my old set.
Disposal.
Yeah,
Good
it's to
choice.
recycle it. And only one dude came out
Oh
to
no.
but
No.
the thing is he hoisted that thing up and carried it. All he wanted me to do was open the doors for him. He carried it down the
Great
Jeez.
stairs,
trooper.
and it's like, you know, I that thing threw my back out when I moved it the last time.
Did this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
have a very green complexion, Stone Racket? I'm just guessing, perhaps.
Well, he was green and reptilian. Yes. No.
There you go. That explains
No.
it.
He was just a big, strong
Oh
dude,
man,
and he was.
I have the identical TV in my living room, and it's on its last legs, and I need to get rid of it because my cousin actually gave me an HD TV, and when I got my new modem 4 months ago, they dropped off the TV package as well. But he's like, "Oh, this doesn't work on CRTs. You got to get rid of that." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, great!" So
Uh-huh.
I have to call the garbage disposal guys and get them to haul that the hell out of there because it is like
Yeah.
150 pounds or
Yeah.
whatever. It's crazy.
My Trinitron monitor. I bought that in November of '88, and I only had throughout all these years. It only had 2 repairs. One was the supercharger, and then a speaker element went out, and that was it.
Mm.
And the place I bought it from actually came out to pick the set up, left me a loaner, and came and then delivered the set once it was repaired. Both times I needed it repaired, and that place, of course, has been out of business for many years. But
Mm.
yeah, you just don't get service like that, where they come out and pick your TV up and take it to the shop. so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah,
And they give you a loaner, and my loaner was also a Sony Trinitron,
that's pretty nice,
and it
actually.
was
Yeah.
really nice. And um, yeah, that TV was just very reliable, and it was still working fine.
I gotta
But
say
it
though,
was like I was just sitting here going, look at I'm collecting all these Blu-rays and 4Ks. I need to get a new set, so I just
Finally,
made the plunge, and I just said, well,
yeah.
this new Samsung that came out has it's a uh, anti-reflective screen, and so all that light pollution coming through my living room windows doesn't matter. I can watch. In fact, I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey uh, yesterday in the
Mm,
afternoon, and it was just fine.
my
I
favorite
did.
film.
Basically you don't need a darkened room, you know. And when I told the Geek Squad, Best Buy Geek Squad tech that I I'm only going to be watching movies, 4Ks and Blu-rays. I don't need no internet connection. I can't stream because I don't have a fast enough connection anyway. And I don't have there's no cable box, there's no satellite converter, nothing like that. And so he put it on filmmaker mode, but playing 2001: A Space Odyssey
good.
in filmmaker mode uh, is bad because there's this thing called judder,
Yes.
and I'm like, well, I can't watch 2001 with judder when the Ares space clipper is zooming past and going towards the space station. I don't want it to, you know, stutter visually in motion
Yep.
or anything else. And even the caution explosive bolts on the
Mhm.
back of the space pod, when the two astronauts go in for their private conference to, discuss disconnecting Hal, it's very emphasized with the closing of the pod door. And when that happened, there was judder where I mean,
Oh,
it's just little things like that. And then when Haywood Floyd and Mr. Miller, the security guy, are walking down the corridor, and then Haywood says, "Hey, I got to make a phone call."
may I
Even
interrupt?
even that stuttered, and I'm like, oh, I can't take it. So I took it off of filmmaker mode and tried movie mode, which allows me to go into the other picture settings, so I could actually there's actually a control for judder, and the default in movie mode is 3 for the judder. So I left that on the default, but unfortunately their motion blur was set the highest, and
Oh,
I put that down to 0 because it's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, I don't want people to look, like they're mannequins made out of plastic and other
Oh, it's
anomalies.
fantastic.
And so setting it at 3, I kind of did a little research. Setting it on anything higher than
Yeah.
3 will introduce some artifacting, above 4 basically is what I've heard. And so
Yeah, it's going
the
to take a little
default
practice with it.
the default is 3, and it's not perfect on the 2001, but it's so much better than my first viewing experience because I looked at some of those scenes that were giving me headaches, the ones I just described. I looked at those again in movie mode with the picture settings that I described, and it no problem. And
Well, one of the best things that you can watch to test out a brand spanking new TV, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
that's mine. I've got that on 4K.
Yeah, man.
Excuse me. I'm still eating my supper. I apologize.
All right.
I'm sounding a little
No,
funny,
but
but
I love that movie, and that is
yeah, that's a great.
not only visually
Yeah.
impressive, but also auditorily
Yep.
impressive. And so it is like like the good, the bad, and the ugly. I would say the Hunt for Red October is on. I'm gonna test out my TV. Um, What else is on there? Of course, a brilliant choice with 2001.
Yeah, that's the first movie I
Maybe even
watched.
Lawrence of Arabia, but
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
hey,
Lawrence of Arabia
let me
lasts
let me
longer
talk.
than the 2000
Let me
or the
talk, please.
Geez,
I,
Stone Rocket, you haven't been talking enough.
no, no, it's just it's.
Sorry.
I'm so
Please, guys, we don't need that.
I apologize. It's just
Hey, he's talking
Scotty's.
about his new collection. That wasn't very smart.
I was trying to be complimentary.
No, you were doing fine, but that was very rude, PvP. Somebody gets
I
on here, they're
wasn't trying
excited
to be
about their new.
rude.
You were. Somebody gets on
Okay.
here, they're excited about their new toy, and they're talking about it. There's absolutely no problem with that.
I
Yeah,
believe Stone
There's a
Rocket.
more better way to put it.
You have
yeah,
the shoe.
I apologize, Scotty. I was just you were
No, do
saying
not
all these.
apologize.
Oh, I am. It's my apology, and that's I wanted to let Scotty know that he was. He said Lawrence of Arabia. That was the second movie I watched after
Mm.
2001, and
And it's visually stunning. Yes.
oh, it's incredibly stunning. But unfortunately, in 4K, you can see more damage on the film elements.
Oh.
It's a little streaking here and
Well,
there,
how was
but
the transfer for Wizard of Oz? You said that was like number one with a bullet.
that there's one shot in the Technicolor part of the movie that was really it looked like it was several generations away from the original, or it was some shot that was optically zoomed or something, but it was more it wasn't as sharp and it was grainy, and
Hmm.
it's when uh right after the witch has thrown, hey, Scarecrow, you want to play ball,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
and where they're saying, you know, let her make a mattress out of me and let her make her a beehive out of me. That shot, that sequence was just not as pristine and sharp as the rest of the movie. But other than that one shot that from memory, that's the only one that stood out. Everything else is just incredible. You've got to see that in 4K because it's just beautiful. And the Kansas sequence, that is not the original camera negative. That's a dupe negative because the original, unfortunately, perished in the vault fire that MGM had years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But all the Technicolor is all original,
Hmm.
except for that one shot. I don't know if it was an optically zoomed shot because they wanted a closer 3 shot, uh, or 4 shot, I guess. And or something. It just really stood out like a sore thumb. But other than that anomaly, everything else is beautiful.
Well, it's the same way with the remaster of Metropolis or It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. You can see all the different elements from different sources that came together.
Yeah,
So a lot of them look different than the other. I'm totally forgiving of that.
yeah, that's a-okay. I'm just a nitpicky perfectionist.
Right, but I forgive them because
Uh-huh.
I think we're lucky to see them all. Even
Yeah,
Mad
it's
Mad World, initial slides and voiceover with slides, I don't mind at all. Because at least we're able to experience it in one way or another.
yeah, my dad saw the roadshow version of that, and so he was a little disappointed that they for the wide release they had already cut that stuff from the movie, and
Yeah.
I really wish that their vaults would okay, we're gonna save the roadshow version, but they didn't, unfortunately. But yeah, I like the reconstruction. I was surprised that Criterion got it out on Blu-ray, but I'm so glad they did because my oldest brother is a huge fan of that movie, and I got that
Me
Criterion
too.
Blu-ray for him.
And I don't think they'll go back and do it again. I think that's the last version we'll ever see.
It's very unfortunate though that they didn't have more than copies of the negatives at some other location, and we
Yeah,
lost so much in
I
that
agree.
fire.
yeah,
Like I just don't get it. Like you've got this treasure house of the legacy of Western culture at that you're supposed to protect, and it's in your guardianship to look after. our memories, so to speak, and it's all in one place, and then it all goes up in flames. Like I still, it still pisses me off when I think about it. Actually, guys, it's like, what were they thinking? Like, you couldn't have had one or two, duplicate copies in another
Well,
location. Like,
yeah, with the Wizard of Oz, you're dealing with a
man,
nitrate negative, and that those things explode.
oh, I know
Yeah.
that.
They're so
Yeah.
flammable.
Well, I know that's the problem. That's why there's so many early films that have been lost completely to
Yeah.
history, right? Because they just disintegrated.
And the thing is, back then, even in the silent era, they had safety stock. It was just too expensive at the time, and it was like,
Uh, yeah, really.
you
Yeah.
know,
Thing is, though, we still have thankfully, a lot of the classics like Chaplin and Buster Keaton and all the masters. We still have those. A lot of those films still intact and watchable. So thank
yeah,
goodness for that. But
yeah. Chaplin
yeah,
made sure that his negatives were safely kept. Keaton's, unfortunately, not so much.
mhm.
But I'm glad that I have the Blu-ray box set of Keaton's films.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a must-have. The General is my top favorite of Keaton's films.
That is his key film. It seems to a lot of people, right?
Oh, that's awesome. It's in my top 10
Mm.
films of all time list.
Did you ever see the CBC film they did in the '60s, the Railroader? I think it was
You
called.
bet.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes across Canada.
Yeah.
I saw that as I think I was about 6 years old in 1964. They showed it, and I was in grade 2, and they showed it at my school because we had Friday afternoon films, which was pretty awesome way to end the week, right?
And was it
And
reel to reel?
No, I was just on a projector, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
projector,
film
reel to
reel.
reel. Yeah.
Well, it was just film stock, and they put it on the projector, probably 16 millimeter.
Wicked
I would
cool,
guess.
man. Keep going.
And it was fabulous. Like I didn't know jack shit about Buster Keaton, right? At the age of 6. And this film comes on, I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is so cool. And I'm sure probably dozens of us little students that day were, probably sold on investigating silent movies. At least I hope some people were. But
Yeah.
such a great film.
Yeah. I was lucky. I'm sorry, Sky. Real quick, I was really
Yeah.
lucky in my undergraduate film program. Our professor, that was one of the films he showed, and it was kind of like, well, this is sort of a documentary, and then something a little more, because it was basically advertising, see Canada, and
It is
But,
like a travel log.
it's a
kind of
travel
movie.
log, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's brilliant, and yes, I have that not only on DVD but also Blu-ray.
The thing is, too, the story is quite inventive and quite funny in parts, and
Oh
it
yeah,
really is a journey that he goes across, not just literally across Canada, but kind of metaphorically. He goes on a journey too, right? So
yeah, but
I just love that film. I just love that film so much.
remember how it opens? He's in London, and he's looking at a paper, and it has huge letters,
Is
"See
it Canada or
See
something?
Canada now," and then he jumps off the bridge,
Does he drink a cup of tea before he
and-
jumps off?
and basically it's implying that he walked across the ocean under
Oh yeah, yeah,
under the ocean.
yeah.
He just emerges.
I know.
But when he
It's
gets
kind
to the other side of Canada, a Japanese gentleman has done the same thing, and he comes ashore.
it's like some kind of weird fantasy at the start for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, but I still love it. I mean, that doesn't bother me at all.
It's hilarious.
It's so
Well,
good.
it,
Was
it
that his
has
last
such
film?
a sense of whimsy.
Oh yeah.
That was his last film, was it not?
No, his last film was A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
Oh,
okay.
right. I forgot about that. Yes.
So it'll be a couple years later or whatever. Then.
1966. That's also the year he passed away.
He
Okay.
was in a mad.
Yeah, he was
Mad.
doing
Yeah.
a lot.
He was in
doing
the
a lot of
Met.
cameos.
What was that now?
He was doing a lot of cameos on TV and everything.
Oh yeah, you got it. And remember, Scotty, it's 4 Mads.
You know what? I think it's funnier that I mess it up.
No, it's funny because Stanley Kramer goes, "Well, why didn't we make it 5?" It's a
You guys know the story behind which character he played, right?
Oh, no.
Buster Keaton's character in
Yes.
Mad World, or
Yes.
yeah, it's in the Roadshow version. he gets a phone call from Culpepper, and Culpepper is basically asking him to get the boat ready for a getaway, I think.
Yes, meet him at the ice cream shop, which was Baskin Robbins.
Oh, okay.
And originally he was supposed to play Smiley Grogan, Jimmy Durani's part. That was supposed to be him originally. But it was a last minute change, and they decided to bring to Jimmy the Crook.
Yeah, I kind of like Durrani being the crook. Um, and when he literally kicks the bucket, that always made my dad laugh out loud.
That's still a good joke.
And then Buddy Hackett, Norman Fell as the cop. He's
Yep.
asking questions, and Buddy Hackett, I don't know if he forgot his line, but he does he just makes that motion with his hands,
Lie down, right? Lie down.
and then he goes, well, "Was he dead when you got down here?" And then there's this pause, and then Buddy practically.
I didn't like Buddy Hackett until I saw The Music Man.
Oh, Shapoopy. That-
But that was the moment. Like, I always thought that Buddy Hackett was just sort of, not my jam. And then I saw The Music Man, and I was like, hooray. I love
For
Buddy
our
Hackett.
generation, unfortunately, we sadly lost out. There's a lot of what made Buddy Hackett great was his stage performances, like in Vegas and all that.
right.
So we actually saw very little of what he produced.
I still remember him basically from Beverly Hillbillies. Like I watched so many of those. God, I must have watched hundreds
No,
of those things.
You're thinking of Buddy Ibsen.
You're thinking of Buddy Epson. Buddy Hackett
shit.
is the guy that talks with marbles in his mouth, according
Okay.
to Sid Caesar, and it's a
Wrong guy.
mad world.
Wrong Buddy.
Somebody different.
Wrong buddy.
A.J. Benjamin.
What was that?
Either way, no, but both of them are brilliant.
Yeah. And
Now I am remembering Buddy Hackett. Now that
you got it.
refresh my memory.
Interesting. I never heard anybody get those two confused before.
Well, I guess I'm so imperfect there, Pop. Sorry.
It happens to the best of us.
I do have little defects in my memory from time to time,
Well,
unfortunately.
it's not like you thought Buddy Hackett was Dom DeLuise. You're fine.
I do know who you're talking about now that you thankfully refresh my memory.
But there's only something
very different guy, yeah.
There's only something Buddy Hackett played a Tin Man.
I wonder if he would have been good as the Tin Man if the makeup hadn't, sort of messed
Buddy
him up so
Epson.
badly.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but once I found that out, I was like, I wish Buddy Epson would have been superior to Jack Haley. I'm sorry, but
I feel the same way. It's too bad.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know for sure though.
And then they did. Have you heard him sing the Tin Men song, Buddy Epson?
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. Yeah, it was part of the extras on the. I think even on the VHS days they had.
Yeah, it was on the original soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah, on the original soundtrack. Mm-hmm.
I am. You know what? I hate to say it, guys, and I know you're gonna not like me anymore. Even less. I have never. I have even more and even less. Is that I don't really care for the Wizard of Oz.
Oh!
That's okay.
I love that movie. I love it.
I've known people that don't like it. That's totally fine.
Yeah, there's two kinds of people in the world: those that love the Wizard of Oz and those that don't care for it. Yeah, it's my favorite musical.
Yeah,
and what year did they start broadcasting The Wizard of Oz annually? The year I was born.
60s. When I was a kid, it was on 60s. I think they showed it on Thanksgiving Day in Canada.
Yeah, it was around Thanksgiving, of course, but in '63 they postponed it until around Easter for obvious reasons. I just want to
know Scotty's justification for not liking The Wizard of Oz. I really want to hear this.
Well, I'm not planting a flag being like, F the Wizard of Oz.
So you're not dying on that hill?
I know, it's not. Like,
yeah,
I don't wanna,
something against Kansas farm girls or midgets?
I hate Kansas and midgets.
Little people, I mean.
I
Little
wouldn't mind
people.
being a Kansas farm girl.
But
It might
no,
be
no,
fun.
I don't have anything against it. It just didn't spark in my imagination in the same way it did others. And so I don't dislike it. It's just not my jam.
I know that the real reason Scotty R37 does not like the Wizard of Oz is because the flying monkeys freaked him out as a child.
It's because I am a flying monkey and we
Yeah.
have to keep a secret.
So you
Yeah,
identify
that's
with
too
flying
bad,
monkeys.
Scotty. I wish, but that's all right. What as far as the classic
Mhm.
MGM musicals are like from the 50s, maybe, or maybe the musicals in the 60s, is there one that you is in your top favorites from that
Gosh,
era?
It sounds cliched, but I love Singing in the Rain.
That's a great one.
that is a good one.
Um,
Yeah.
Love that one.
and oh my stars. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And when it comes to classic movies, I like my favorite movie of all time is Casablanca, hands down, with a bullet.
It's a beautiful
And
movie.
yeah,
It is near
and
perfection,
it's
isn't it?
kind of
Yeah.
a musical. It's kind of a musical because you
Well,
get
Sorta,
you
as
must
kinda.
time
remember.
goes
You must
by,
remember
you get
Yeah,
this.
Knock on Wood, you
yeah,
get La Marseillaise, if
There's a
that's
lot
how
yeah,
of
you
musical.
pronounce that.
Yeah, there's plenty
yeah.
of
And
musical
Yeah.
segments.
However you pronounce it, even though I'm not French, that I get the feels every time I watch that sequence.
yeah, man.
Yeah, it is a
Like
great movie.
it is, and I know that it is in glorious black and white silver
Yes,
screen, but
Yeah.
I do that is my favorite. But and I would say I love West Side Story I just saw recently on Blu-ray. I love Natalie Wood, and so I will watch that movie forever. Um,
unfortunately, she doesn't sing. It's Marnie Nixon that provides her singing voice. But
I don't
that's
care. Dubbed
yeah,
voices are fine.
yeah. It's a great movie. That's one of my top favorite musicals
Mhm.
as well. Beautiful
Well, and the
movie.
same guy who directed Star Trek: The Motion Picture,
You
which
got it,
blows
Robert
my
Wise,
mind.
the same guy that directed The Day the Earth Stood Still
Didn't
Yeah.
end the Andromeda Strain.
and The
Like,
Andromeda
Strain.
Strain.
what an
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
eclectic
The
career
Oh,
the
that
geez.
Sand
man.
Pebbles.
Oh, the
Uh,
It's
San
a
Pueblos.
have
it's
you
a
seen
Robert
Odds?
Wise love in.
Have either or have any of you seen Robert Wise's film noir, real hard edge film noir called Odds Against Tomorrow
No, not yet.
with
I
Odds
Harry
missed
against
that
tomorrow.
one.
with
I
Harry
missed
Harry
that one.
Belafonte
Right.
and
Oh man,
and uh, and oh uh, Ed
Chuck
Begley
Stevens.
I missed
and
that one.
Robert Ryan. Yeah, Robert Ryan,
Oh, Robert
Ed
Ryan.
Begley, and Harry Belafonte. It's
Robert
a
Ryan
Wow.
was in a lot of film noirs back in the
It's
day,
a
wasn't he not?
heist film, and it's really stunning because I'm like, Robert Wise directed this because
Yeah.
it's a tough one.
Well, and that's like when people say their favorite directors from the classic era, and I think that Robert Wise does deserve a little bit more credit. I'm like I love Kubrick. I absolutely on my side, in my team, sleeps in my bed. But I do want
Thanks for
to like
sharing,
sort of
Scotty.
explore. Like I've seen some Hitchcock, not enough,
Oh
and
my goodness.
Robert Wise, absolutely. I need to see more
Uh-huh.
of.
Yeah, Robert Wise. He basically, I think, I think the only, I don't think he did a western. That's about the only type of film he had done. But yeah, he's underrated. He's a good all around director. The only big beef I have against Robert Wise is he was the one that butchered the Magnificent Ambersons.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, but he was of course acting under orders, but Orson Welles felt betrayed by Robert Wise and never spoke to him again
Huh.
after that happened.
Wow.
I
You know
did
what
not know.
film you were talking about? He did that film noir one, right? There's Stone
Yeah,
Light.
Odds Against Tomorrow on
Yeah, I'm
Kino
thinking
Lorber. I'm a shill for Kino Lorber. I admit it, but
as
they
soon as
released.
I stand by your
uh,
shilling.
as soon as you mentioned that film, though, it brought the Kubrick film The Killing into my mind
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
because
That's great.
Sterling Hayden.
that is
Yeah, you
one
got
of
it.
my favorite noir films of all time.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that's another
awesome.
film that's near perfection, right? From
You know,
beginning to end, it's so
yeah,
tense. It's
Yeah.
got such a great story. Like it's awesomely good.
A good companion piece to that, also starring Sterling Hayden, is John Huston's The Asphalt Jungle. Have you seen that, guys?
Oh, I think I saw it years ago, but it's been too long.
That's a good companion
I've
piece to
forgotten
The
it now.
Killing, because
Yeah,
I
it is.
I
Both
like
good
both of
movies.
those films equally. They're awesome heist films, or caper
Do you,
films.
do you guys think Sterling Hayden really got screwed over by Hollywood? Like, I thought he's one of the greatest actors that ever lived, and it seemed like he just got like B movies all the time, and he should have
Yeah,
had a bigger career than he
yeah,
had. I
he's
always
one of
thought.
the yeah, he's one of those actors. There's
He was
plenty of
in The
actors, and
Godfather.
yeah, he was that cop. He broke Michael's jaw.
But like
No, I mean, I'm not saying
I
he
don't
didn't
know if
get
he was
work, but
shortchanged.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
know.
saying he didn't get work. I'm just saying I don't think he got elevated to the status
Yeah,
of the
He was in
fabulously quality actor that he actually was.
I
I
yeah, he
think
think
he
that
might
got
he was
overlooked.
iconic in everything that he was in.
he might have been kind of difficult to work with, maybe. I don't know,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Could be.
he didn't slum in his performances. All the ones I've
Oh.
seen, he's
Dr.
incredible.
Strangelove and The
Oh,
Godfather.
yeah, Doctor
Like,
Strangelove. I'm
like,
surprised.
yeah, no, that man was not in many good films.
Yeah, I'm surprised he did that role. I mean, it's
I deny them my essence.
it's like precious
That was
bodily
a
fluids.
classic, though.
Yeah,
And then
It really was.
exactly.
George
Pie.
C. Scott's reaction to that when he's in the war room with the president and everybody, he goes, "We're still trying to figure this one out." And then president, he's like, "There's nothing to figure out." Basically, he says, "The guy's insane."
He was brilliant, though. I mean,
There's
I
no
always
fighting in
thought,
the war room,
yeah, no
gentlemen.
fighting.
No
That's a
fighting.
classic line. Yeah, I love. Well, it's another Kubrick movie. I absolutely adore. But
And I hate to say this, but I'm glad that well, I'm not glad. Uh, this this had to happen to prevent Peter Sellers from being Major Kong. He
oh,
broke his leg,
oh,
unfortunately, and but he originally was going to be Major Kong, and I was like,
wow.
no, you got to have Slim Pickens for that.
Yes.
And it
Yeah,
actually
that's an
worked out well.
Oh, what was that, PvP?
It actually worked out really well. Then.
Oh yeah, and yeah, to the nth degree, and that's one image that stuck with me is Slim Pickens riding the bomb down like it's he's on a bull or a
Bucking
horse or something,
Bronco.
yeah, and
And if you're
I'm
going,
like,
yeehaw,
that's one thing that's
yeehaw.
stuck in my head when I saw that as a child
That
on
has got to be one
television.
of the most hilarious scenes in film history to me. Like
It's just
every time I see it, I can't control myself with laughter. It's just so
now
brilliant, right?
speaking of companion pieces, the companion piece to Strangelove would be Failsafe,
Oh, that's a great movie.
Well,
which is
yeah.
basically the straight version of Strangelove
Henry Fonda, right?
as the president.
Now,
That's a good film. Really,
Yeah,
it
it's
gets
good.
I have an
overshadowed by
oddity.
Strangelove, though, does it not? Like seriously.
I have an oddity when it comes to Failsafe, is that I am aware of the Henry Fonda version. However, I
Mhm.
was very excited about the live television version that was done in the 90s. And it's
Never
got
saw it.
Richard Dreyfuss as the
Wow.
president.
Interesting.
George Clooney is the pilot.
Okay.
Huh.
It is Harvey Keitel is in it.
Uh-huh.
It's Brian Dennehy is in it.
Yeah.
It's a star-studded cast, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
broadcast as a live teleplay in
Really?
the same way
Yeah, I
of
didn't
those
realize that.
of the
Did you
1960s.
did you see it,
Okay.
Scotty?
Yeah, I saw it, and I have
Yeah.
the DVD.
Yeah, I
Oh,
knew that they did a television version, but I didn't realize it was done live. That's interesting. It's
It
like
was a
like a
live
play
production.
like a
Yeah.
Playhouse 90 or
Yes.
Alcoa Steel Hour or whatever it was called.
Yes.
so was it good, Scotty? Like, what was the
Yes.
quality to you?
Well, and also like, and I don't know how the original failsafe, if that was a live Playhouse, but
I think
No,
it was an
it was a
actual
film.
film, actually.
It was a film.
okay.
Yeah.
So, and with the live one, it you could and it's in black and white, but
Oh, okay.
you could tell that they're doing it live because there are sort of
Interesting.
like pauses and stops and whatnot.
Or an actor will forget a line or something, perhaps.
No, but like people stumble for a second and then they pick it up and
Oh
everyone just
yeah.
keeps going.
Well, yeah, that's
Like
Because it was
pros.
yeah, like, and it was broadcast live. They had no
that's
choice.
that's the charm of a live performance, though. When they do
Mm,
stumble, right? It's kind of
yeah.
makes it even
Yeah, well,
more endearing to watch.
it can be kind of freaky when you're on stage and you and your one of your friends and fellow actor is the one screwing up because
Oh no.
I was in a high school production of The Importance of Being Earnest, and
Oh.
I was playing Lane the butler, and Algernon was played by my friend Kent, and I'm supposed to, the cucumber sandwiches, that's a big thing. The prop master forgot to put the plate of cucumbers sandwiches on stage.
Oh
So
no.
when I turned to go upstage to get the plate, I just continued and walked back in pantomime,
Oh God.
holding a plate, and Kent froze, and he did nothing, and I whispered
Oh no.
pantomime. I just
Oh
said
my.
pantomime, and his mom chastised me after the production. "You really shouldn't talk on stage." I said, "Well, your son froze. What else am I supposed to do?"
Oh, that's really rough, man. Like that must
Yeah.
have been not a good moment.
Yeah, it was like, "Ah, doggone
Jeez.
it," and, uh,
And they
it
didn't
just
even give you the sandwiches. Like that's even
yeah,
worse, right?
it's like, ugh.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds really bad.
Yeah, that
I've
was
always heard of,
mhm.
actors that are doing a really important scene on like Broadway or something, and their co-star is standing right next to them, and they totally go blank and
Yeah.
forget all their lines, and the actor's going, come on, come on," and they start feeding them the dialogue. You ever heard of those stories? They start feeding them some of the
Oh,
dialogue to
dear.
try and keep
Yeah.
it going. It's like, oh, that must be so brutal. I can only
Yeah,
imagine.
it's really weird. My friend Kent noticed,
Uh,
that, even in rehearsals, I, uh, before I went on stage, I'd be off on the side, and my hands would be shaking. And Kent told me,
wow.
do you know that you have this nervous shake in your hands before you go on stage?" And it's like, well, as long as I am not doing that when I'm on stage, but before I walked on, I would have the shakes.
Well, I've heard many famous actors who, wanted to throw up before they went on stage because they had such bad nerves, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't think that was a bad thing necessarily, Stone Rocket. Because
Also,
even
I
famous
wanted to
people
give
that,
I wanted to give a big shout out to Sci-Fi Sith Dan. Thank you so much for all your contributions. I'll be back in a second.
yeah, I'm just reading sci-fi in the private chat, and
Hey, Sci-Fi Sith Dan, when are you going to be a avid Star Trek fan and not a
well, the thing
casual one?
is, sci-fi is saying he feels like a third wheel or whatever. It's
No, we
like,
don't have to talk about the private chat. I'm asking Sci-Fi Sith Dan a question uh, that he can contribute now. We can stop talking about old movies and
yeah, I'm just gonna say, just watch old movies, and then you won't be a third wheel. That's all I was gonna say.
What was your question again?
oh, I was just kind of a challenge question to you, but um, I was just asking when are you going to be an avid Star Trek fan and not a casual Star Trek fan?
Hmm. I never really got into the intellectual side of Star Trek. I like the action oriented stuff of DS9 and all the later series. That's why I'm a casual Star Trek fan.
So you want things blowing up all the time.
Well, with some philosophy and story mixed in, but I just don't want constant debates on the finer points of the human condition. I want some action in the episode
Yeah,
as well.
that's TNG. TOS is a different animal.
You know,
Um,
there's plenty of action in the original series, though. If you
yeah.
actually watch some of those episodes,
TNG. That's not his Sci-Fi Systems summary. Quick summary there. It sound to me like more like the TNG stuff. But
nah,
yeah,
TNT's okay.
yeah, it's
I don't
okay.
mind it.
But I'm an original, you know, Trek fan, and
Well, the thing
I
is,
always go back to the original series. I just love
the
the
thing
cast, and I love the writing back then.
I think TOS is always my favorite
Hmm.
because I grew up with it, and it's just I think it's the best written show and the best acting, best cast, great actors. But you got like Balance of Terror. You know, you got all kinds of action-packed episodes, like with the Klingons and a lot of stuff over those 3 seasons. If you actually want
Yeah,
to single them out, so
I
it's
will
it's
just
say,
not like it's not like it's all intellectual
yeah,
people,
yeah.
talk and talk and talk.
All the
There's a
navel
lot of
gazing
action.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of great action
Unfortunately,
too.
their budget was limited, so you got to give it some leeway because it was a '60s television series.
Still,
um,
there was a lot of great. There was some great action too.
Oh yeah,
um,
I
um,
agree.
the reason why I think about the intellectual side of Star Trek is because I seen a lot of Next Gen on TV as reruns as a kid. That's why I found it kind of boring. The
Yeah,
Next Gen stuff.
TOS baby, TOS.
Well, TOS had Captain Kirk. He was the man of action. Like Kirk had to think on his feet, right? He
Yep.
might have seconds to make a decision to save the Enterprise and his crew, and he generally made the right decision because he was the hero. But
Yeah.
thing with Next Generation, as much as there's some great episodes, Picard was more of a diplomatic kind of. Let's have a conference in the ready room for
Yeah, he
10
was
minutes.
more of an administrator.
Yeah, before I do something, I'll have a conference, and it's like
Yeah.
I could never quite get into that show as much as the
Yeah.
original.
I've got to take a quick break here. I'll be right back. Okay.
I will say this
Okay.
from what I read on Wikipedia about the first season of TOS. I seen most of TOS on TV, and I seen about half of season 2 on TV as well.
Trouble with a lot of the repeats on TV, though, Dan, is you're getting the edited versions a lot of the time because the original
Especially if
show
you're
was.
watching, yeah, especially if you're watching them on TV broadcast. They're really
Yeah,
bad shape at that point.
yeah. The original episodes are like 51 minutes down, and they often butcher them by editing them down to like 46 minutes. So they chop out all kinds of really good scenes on
And
TV. So,
right, and the commercials really hurt the pacing.
oh yeah, my advice is just go back and watch the original 51-minute episodes because they are really great.
Yeah, try to
I,
find them on a streaming source or something.
Yeah, and I would agree with the majority of you that I have seen the Balance of Terror episode of Star Trek, and that is one of the best Star Trek episodes I've ever seen.
Yeah, then try to get them where you can watch them in their entirety without commercials, without interruptions.
Well, if any of you are Halo fans, from what I hear across the internet and certain circles, if you guys ever heard of the Halo TV show, it got canceled after 2 seasons.
Well, first of all, isn't that based on a game
Yes, it
originally?
is. Yes, it was.
Anybody watched the new Cobra Kai season 6 yet?
No, sadly I haven't gotten into that series.
Oh, really good. I'm sure you heard that probably. But yeah, they just dumped the first 5 episodes on Netflix recently, and I've been enjoying that.
So, what other news do you guys want to talk about besides being dead silent for like 10 minutes?
I don't know if my voice can handle it. I can say a little bit, but not a lot.
And yes, or like Greg, from what I hear, the Halo series was an abomination because it barely took anything from the games. It was Halo in name only.
Not surprised.
Scotty, were you
Yeah.
old enough to enjoy Halo, or were you too old when the Halo series came out?
You know what? I loved the video game Halo. I remember doing it was the first like sitting on a couch with a friend of mine, and we both took on the flood, and we were hooting and hollering and screaming and terrified about all of those little bugs. And I loved the game. I never watched the show. Don't care about the show, but I remember playing that first Halo video game and I loved it.
Yeah, and from what I hear from players and critics, it's
I
very
think I think I played it when it was on PS5.
from what I hear, the games are very
Heavy.
no, they're very religiously themed. The games
Oh,
are.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I didn't know that.
The Covenant. Like there was a lot of
Yeah, that
that, but
sounds
also but it was also, you know, the whole thing, like you're a dude who drops in with a gun and you are pardon my French, but I think it's appropriate. You are dropped in to be the most badass of badasses, and you go and you take care of business. And yeah, to make that a narrative. Remember the first Doom movie with The Rock? And they tried to make a Doom movie. And it was like, yeah,
I remember.
it doesn't really work as a narrative. Like,
No.
and so I feel the same way about like that's why it's not that I'm angry. I'm not pissy about the Halo show. It's just that I don't like if they make a Gears of War show, you know how interested I'm gonna be? Not at all. Like the only
Because
the only video game adaptation that I think is actually, you know, risen to the challenge is Fallout. I think Fallout is the perfect, and that's because I love Fallout as a video game franchise. But and some people may say that the adaptation of The Last of Us is very, very good because I've heard that's very, very good, but I never played that game. I've always been an Xbox guy, so I don't have the PS5 or whatever. 4, 3, 2, no bloody A, B, C, or D. And it's like I don't have a connection to The Last of Us. But no, my favorite video game adaptation is probably Fallout. My dad's favorite video game adaptation is both of the Hitman movies. He likes
Well,
the
I
one
just
with
want
Timothy Oliphant, and he likes the one with the other guy.
mine was Clue.
I just want to thank Scotty for talking about this because I have no knowledge or interest in video games, so I will bow out of that topic.
Oh no, it's fair. It's totally fair.
I
You know,
have no
I feel
idea
like
what
I'm
the fuck you're
growing out
talking
of
about,
it.
Scotty, but that's
I
cool.
feel like I'm growing out of it. Like even the video games that I love, I'm just like, you know what? I'm 46. Maybe
Well, you
it's
know,
about time I should put down the
I
controller.
was that generation that, we got fucked up. Like, okay, my first video memory was back in the 70s. I got a Pong console.
I
And
love
it was
Pong.
like Pong.
I'm really good at it.
Back and
I
forth,
beat you.
back and forth. And it was fun. I played it for a while, but after a while, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? This is like boring. So I gave up on that. And luckily in the 80s, by the time I was legal age to go drink in the bar, they had all kinds of awesomely, like the stand-up consoles, and they had the tabletop consoles so I could hang out with my friends. And usually they'd kill me, but it was still fun anyway. So that was all good, but I was never a big gaming guy, to be honest. Like after the 80s, I kind of lost touch. Well, I started going to college too, which didn't help because I was like into the books and serious life shit. So I
You
wasn't
know what
thinking
my
about blasting aliens, right? So yeah.
my favorite video game, and I'm sure you guys will agree with me, and it doesn't matter what the theme of it is, but would you rather play a video game or a pinball machine?
Oh, pinball's
Pinball any day. Hey, Dan.
pinball's
Hey,
more
Daniel.
physical.
Hi,
Hey,
what's up?
Daniel,
Hi, Daniel.
what's going on, my dude? You are a genie amongst men. It is so
Oh,
good to
thanks.
see you, and you're looking great.
Oh, thanks a lot, buddy.
Cheers, man.
So, what you guys up to?
We're playing
We're
pinball.
just talking general shit, basically.
Oh, pinball. You remember the Terminator pinball machine game?
Yeah, man, with
Oh,
I love
yeah.
pinball.
the gun
Yes.
handle. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was rad. Data
Well, thing-
East.
The thing I love about pinball is it's physical, right? Like it's you, the machine. You're pushing into the machine. You're pushing the buttons. You're trying to not tilt the fucking thing. And I love
Oh.
pinball. Like, man, those were good days. I gotta say, Scotty.
No, I
Pinball
appreciate.
rocks, man.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, but fuck, they haven't made pinball in how many decades now? Though it's
Oh no,
Well,
they
it's
make
so
them
good
all
other
the
that they're
time.
technology.
expensive. They're very expensive because they're specialty now.
It's like manual transmissions. You have to request it specifically.
I don't think there's anybody around here any place that has like pinball games.
Oh, DJ Play Nice was here, and then DJ Play Nice had to go.
Well, play nice, DJ.
Well,
Well,
it's nice to see DJ Play Nice.
well, PvP.
I feel bad we haven't been reading the chat.
Well, PvP.
Oh no, it's cool. It's cool. That's the most of it.
Well, PvP to all you guys that pinball
I'm sorry,
nowadays.
chat.
Pinballs is usually on the computer nowadays. It's all about pushing buttons and all that, which is similar to the physical game, but it's all about on the keyboard now or the mouse. Pinball is now probably. It's all digital now.
Yeah.
That's
But
not
that's why
the
I like-
same. That's total crap. It's not the same experience
Well,
at all.
no, come on. Video games are
No, but it's
cool.
not.
They're cool.
It's not. When you walk up to a physical machine, a stand-up machine, and you got to push those buttons, and you got to,
Well, it's a
thrust your
different
you got to
experience.
thrust your pelvis in to get those balls to roll where you want them to roll.
You
You know what I'm talking
oh,
about, Scotty.
I
You know what
do.
I'm talking about, right?
I
Come
do.
on.
I'm not going to repeat it
It's
because
a
I think it'll make pop culture
it's
curator
a
angry.
physical experience, and it's different
Yeah,
than
I know.
online.
Well, it's like he's talking about thrusting in balls. I
Oh
can't
my
say.
God.
I
But
can't
it
follow
does.
this up.
You can win a game that way, right? If you're talented.
You know what? The thing, my worst, there is a Beatles, well, like early Beatles,
You're
pinball
talking
machine
boy
at
band
my.
Beatles.
Well, yeah, the Beatles is a boy band. Thank you for
Well, they
noticing.
were in the original days. I disagree.
They
later
always
on.
were. Not even in the original. When they broke
Oh
up,
no,
boy
not in the
band,
psychedelic era. They were far from boy band.
man band.
They were too strung out to be a boy band.
Um,
But
sorry.
there's a pinball machine, and I go and I play it. Like it's, but there's only one, and you get bored with the theme of the Beatles, and it's like I wish this was back. I wish I was playing the Terminator 2.
For
You
me, the
want
best
variety.
pinball machine of all time is the Creature from the Black Lagoon pinball
It's a
machine.
good machine. It's a good
Great.
machine. I played it.
Beautiful artwork.
Oh yeah. The
Oh.
our local bus depot had it. That's
If I could play the Star Trek: The Next Generation pinball machine forever and ever, I believe that would be heaven.
Oh, that was a
Yeah.
good one. That was a good one.
They used to have them everywhere. Like back in the 80s, there was pinball parlors. Like there were game parlors.
Yeah.
That had hundreds of pinball machines and all kinds of
all you-
electronic games. And it's like, man,
All you
that's
had
all
to do
gone
was
now.
go to a bowling alley and they would have four.
Yeah. That's
No,
where they were for me.
the
Bowling alley
bowling
or
alleys have survived better than that, right? They're still around.
But the bowling alley that I go to only has one, and that's why I live in Squaresville.
Yeah, okay. But it's like Blockbuster, right? It's just like it's a bygone era of this stuff, right? It's like remember the day, and you get into like the old folks mode where you start remembering, oh, back in the day, and then you go, oh
Well,
fuck, what am I
you
doing? I'm
know,
an old
it
fogey.
reminds me. It reminds me. Okay, it's the moment in Superman the movie where he walks up to the phone stall as opposed to the phone booth, and he's like,
Oh
"What am I
yeah,
supposed to do with this?"
I
And
love
he
it.
just and then he has to move on, and he goes to the the revolving door.
that
And
that
then
got
like,
Revolving door. Yeah.
that got the biggest laugh.
it's so good,
It's
so
such a
funny.
great joke.
That is such a great moment. Well, the other moment that got a big laugh was when he changes into a Superman costume, and that I guess he's supposed to be a pimp on the street, and he goes, "Whoa,
Yeah, damn,
cool
Jim,
clothes, dude," or whatever.
mad threads.
Hey, did you
That
guys?
made me laugh my ass off. That was
Yes.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah, he flies up in the air and he goes,
Woo!
"Woo!"
It was so good. It's just like, oh yeah. But that was like giving a little nod to the weird culture of the 70s. I thought that moment. Like I could say, yeah, I could see that happening, Not like these days where it's totally bizarre and insane. But,
You know, Christopher Reeve's son makes a cameo appearance in the new Superman movie. I just read it today.
Huh.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that. Yeah.
That's good. I just hope the movie's good.
My God, he looks just like his father. He's like the spitting image of his father.
Well,
That's
he
cool.
should be Superman then, right?
That's what I was thinking.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, he should be Superman.
Yeah.
Yep, might as well.
I don't know. I'll see it. I'll see it.
I didn't know that was a movie.
Seeing a new Superman is like seeing a new James Bond. You got to go see it and figure it out whether or not you like it or not.
Find out if you like corn sweat.
What a name.
Yeah, well, I really did not care for the Man of Steel version of Superman. I did not care for him.
I can understand that.
You and everyone else.
We just had a Superman. It was Henry Cavill.
He was really great physically, but also he was very cold. He was a cold Superman.
Yes.
Well, that's the Zack Snyder directed garbage. He could have been they should have given him a decent Superman movie, the Blue Boy Scout, hopeful, bright, sunny, not this let's make Superman like Batman, all nice and grim dark. It's just was a stupid approach done by people that just don't know.
Don't forget
don't know
Christopher
Superman.
Nolan was an executive producer on Man of Steel.
In name only. He didn't really have a lot to do with it.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know the ins and outs.
Yeah, plus here's the fact that fans actually knows Zack Snyder's work and sort of know his personality wise. He hated the Superman character, so he made his own version of Superman, which is basically just killed off his character.
It's like J.J. Abrams making a Star Trek movie. He hates Star Trek. He only wants Star Wars.
I only want Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's JJ.
That's Jar Jar.
Jar Jar Abrams.
But no, but I understand people who disregard the Superman Zack Snyder verse. I'm okay with it. I am okay with Man of Steel. I'm okay with Batman versus Superman. And I'm okay with the Zack Snyder's Justice League. As a trilogy, I'm okay with those three. I'm glad they exist.
Me, not so much. But I did go see Batman versus Superman for one.
I hated it when I saw it.
For one reason and one reason only, and that was the first big silver screen version of Wonder Woman. So I had to go see it.
How did you feel about Wonder Woman?
I really enjoyed it. The movie kind of falls apart at the end.
Who
you know,
directed Wonder Woman?
they tweak the ending too much.
Patty Jenkins. Sorry.
Well, the thing is, yeah, she directed it, but you know, we have to credit some of the other people involved, and that includes Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, because he's the one that cast Gal Gadot or Gadot. I pronounce her name. I've heard
It's
it
a
both
hard
ways.
T. It is a hard
Yeah,
T.
Gadot. And I know. I think he helped with the writing, even if I recall correctly.
Mhm.
But yeah, overall I enjoyed the movie. The big thing for me was make Diana likable, and even more so Steve Trevor, make him likable, not a
Yeah.
jerk, you know. And
He was
that's
good. Chris
that
Pine
yeah,
was good in it.
I liked Chris Pine as Steve, and but I refuse to see the follow up. I just
84? No, I've never
yeah,
seen it. I've never
I
seen it.
just heard nothing but bad, and then I saw reviews where they took the movie apart. They analyzed it pretty
Well,
thoroughly,
when you make the plot of a movie about wishes, you've already
yeah.
lost me.
Tell me, did any of you watch the 2000s DC animated series? Both ones, DC Justice League Unlimited. Did either of you watch any of those?
I
Yeah,
saw a couple.
I watched, of course, Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series,
Mhm.
Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
I haven't seen every single episode, but I've seen
No.
most of them of those, and enjoyed them thoroughly.
Well,
Yeah.
I will tell you this. The reason why I asked was because I watched those online because I was curious about them, and I saw them on TV, and I like them.
Yeah,
I do.
they're solid.
Yeah.
The 90s animated DC stuff is pretty darn solid.
Oh, by the way, if any of you are comic book fans,
It's better than the Zack Snyder.
Oh yeah.
Did
Yeah.
any of you, if any of you are comic book fans and know the characters, did they stay
do.
true to the characters in that cartoon universe of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and all that? Did they stay true to those characters roughly, or do they change them so dramatically for the kids show?
I think
Screw 'em over.
I think they're true to the overall spirit.
Yeah.
You know, but
I don't think
I haven't watched some of the later animated productions.
Oh, but even did you see the Peter Weller as Batman in The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't
Oh my
seen that.
God.
I've
I
It
seen
did.
is so rad. It is
I've seen
so rad.
what's the Long Halloween? I have that on Blu-ray.
Oh, I haven't seen The Long Halloween.
And
I've read it, but I haven't seen it.
Batman Year One. Those I actually have on the 4K Blu-ray. And of course it came with a regular Blu-ray, and that's how I was able to watch it. But now that I have a 4K TV, I can watch it in 4K.
Do you have a
Guys,
4K player?
Oh yeah. I have a Panasonic
All right,
U820.
calm down. Put your pants back on.
What was
Your
that?
your 4K player is region free, correct?
Hey,
No,
do you guys want to?
No, it's not region free, but I do have a Blu-ray region free player. It's a Siki El Cheapo. I bought it for $40 from Sears online. I was on the Blu-ray.com forum, and I happened to see that the Siki is region free. If you do this with the remote, you tweak in
up, down, down, left, right,
yeah, that kind of
left,
thing.
Right, select, start.
It was a type of thing where you went into the menu, and then the tray, the DVD tray had to be open, and then you start plugging in these things, and you can get it to play all region DVD, and then you specifically set your Blu-ray to A, B, or C, and it stays on that one that you choose. Of course, I chose B,
Left, right, up, down, up.
but I don't have of course, 4K is automatically region free, so you don't have to worry about the regions with 4K.
I know, that's so rad though.
Yeah, I
love
like
the
that.
fact that the higher fidelity of physical media, the less restrictions there are.
Yeah, and I wish that they never had done that stupid restrictions for the Blu-ray, because it's
yeah, it does. You know what? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make a damn bit of sense.
No.
But yeah, they did that with DVDs. But yeah, the Siki is the second region-free player, or excuse me, modified by using the remote. The first one I had was a.
Is it legal?
Are you
allowed
Philips.
To talk about this on the internet?
I'm sorry.
Well, no, I didn't.
Probably is, but
I
doubt
okay.
they was listening.
Yeah, okay. We'll stop
We'll
talking
edit
about
this
region
out.
free
We'll
stuff.
edit this out.
Yeah, I doubt if anybody's listening.
Yeah, what was nice, the Geek Squad guy from Best Buy,
Sir.
They say, we'll set up your TV and then connect the components. Of course, one of my components was a sound bar, and they say, oh, we don't do audio, but since you have it here, I will connect it. If it works, if it syncs up, fine. If it doesn't, I can't do anything. Yeah, it's like
you could set up a sound bar on your own.
No, I mean, is it compatible? That was the issue, because the tech guy said there's times where it doesn't sync up, and that kind of thing. That's what he told me, so that's all I know. But one thing that was nice.
That was a stupid thing for him to say.
No, he's a Geek Squad guy.
Well, did it work? No, I was a Geek Squad guy. Why would you instill fear in the customer? This may not work.
Yeah, well,
why would you say that?
He was kind of a dick in other aspects, but at least he hauled away my old set, which was 115 pounds. But anyway,
no, it's great.
Getting back to the Siki, it actually converts PAL, and so that I breathed a sigh of relief that the TV recognized my Siki Blu-ray player, and of course that was one of the things I tested first, because I already had a Region B Blu-ray in the machine ready to go, Picnic at Hanging Rock, and I played that, and it fired up immediately and played fine on the TV, because I was worried about compatibility with it's like, will this sync up with the Samsung? And it did, and so I'm happy. So all 4 components synced up just fine.
Do you think that the broadcasts of our conversations are being transmitted out into the universe, and someday someone, an intelligence galaxies away, will hear the story that you just said and say, hot damn, Stone Racket, he knows what he's doing?
No, my ego isn't that big.
But it's a fun idea.
Oh, and by the way,
go ahead, Sci-Fi, sit down. Go ahead.
Just for what is going on in the private chat, Daniel's Hot Topic said that Kevin Conroy's last performance as the Batman was in the Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Oh, yeah.
3.
Yeah,
you guys see it yet?
If you want to check it out, it's in the. I put the link in the private chat.
Yeah, man, it's rad. It is so good. I'm so happy.
Hopefully, it's that's all it is 3 parts. I hope that he got completed. Okay, good.
This is a weird sort of ownership that I have with Kevin Conroy, is that I can play Arkham Asylum whenever I want and make him talk. And so you
force him to talk? No.
I make him talk. Here's vengeance.
Isn't that a fun game?
It's so good.
Yeah, I had a blast playing that. My best friend got for me for my birthday, and I'm not much of a video gamer, but yeah, go ahead, Scotty.
Do you have a PlayStation or do you have an Xbox?
I have both. I have
Okay.
I have a
So did you play
PlayStation
the
3.
Spider-Man games?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't have. I know my nephews have the latest Spider-Man. Are you talking about the latest ones?
Any
Like,
of no, the
oh,
PlayStation 4
oh,
ones.
yeah, I did have the PlayStation 1
Oh
Spider-Man
yeah,
game,
no, totes. Like Spider-Man 2?
and then I
I
had
played that.
yeah, I had Spider-Man 2, the Tobey
Yes.
Maguire Spider-Man 2 tie-in game for the PlayStation 2. Yeah, I had those two. I'm
But
sorry.
okay, so which one is better? Spider-Man 2 or like for the Toby or Arkham Asylum?
Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but true.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is fun, but Arkham Asylum was I just had too
Oh,
much fun with that. I
so gritty.
I played and replayed the stealth missions because I had so much fun. And I did all the Secrets of Arkham.
So if I were to
Is it Secrets of Gotham? Excuse me.
if I were to add, oh no, the Riddler trophies.
And then the Riddler trophies. I kept finding
Oh, terrible.
the maps, and it's like, oh, and then wait a minute, how do I get that? Then I realized, oh, I have to get a new grappling device. But
Are we
I got
allowed to nerd out like this?
well, just a little bit. I got
Okay.
I got all the secrets of Gotham or Arkham or whatever it was called.
Sure.
And all the Riddler stuff before
Oh, I never got
my
all of
nephew
it.
did. And I was like, what?
Wow.
How did I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got all the Riddler trophies, and I saw what happened when you got all the Riddler trophies, and it was really funny.
What happened?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, Scotty.
Spoil it.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened when I
If
got
I
them all.
wanted to, I would look on the internet right now. I would find a YouTube video that says exactly what happens. So I would prefer it if you told me.
Did it trigger a video scene or something? Or
no, it's really funny. You going around? I was going around Arkham Asylum, and I was collecting all the trophies, and then on the final one, you hear like this. You hear that the Riddler calls, right? And he you and Batman and the Riddler talk, and all of a sudden, the Batman says, "I've traced your call. I know where you are, and I gave the police your location." And then the police come in, and you hear police sirens, and then the Riddler is like so pissed off, and then they break in and they haul him away, and he's like screaming.
Oh,
I thought wasn't there something where he was like pushing a wheel?
What was he?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe.
So Daniel, soft topics are to everyone on the panel. Have any of you seen the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths trilogy or not?
No, I haven't. Not.
Well,
are all three released?
Yes.
Oh,
so I haven't seen them on DVD yet.
How long are the parts?
Well, the reception of them are mixed to negative. All parts are.
Oh. Well, is it better than the CW Crisis on Infinite Somethings?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, I would say the first part is about gathering all the heroes. The second part is about a backstory of a certain character, which is pretty boring.
Which character?
His name is Pirate something. I don't know.
Okay,
his full
so
name.
I don't care.
Psycho Pirates.
All right, good for you.
Yeah, his story was okay, but it was just filler to me in the movie. And to what fans say of both the comics and DC movies in general, that's the worst one. And that's the worst part of the trilogy. The third part is okay to me. It's mainly half exposition, a quarter action, and a quarter revelation and discovery on what's going on in the universe.
Is Power Girl in it?
Yes.
Oh, nice! I love tits.
I only saw Supergirl in it though.
Oh, Supergirl's cute.
But just
Does Lois Lane die in this infinite universe of conclusion?
I wonder what it's
No.
like to live in Crisis. Watching
Oh,
the
crisis, not conclusion. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
I
just
apologize.
watching the antimatter wall destroy your world, and you're helpless to do anything about it.
I
that must
love
be-
that idea.
That would be scary and depressing.
It would be. It would be scary
sad.
and depressing, and I would play Thunderstruck on my iPod.
Scotty,
Yes.
what of Lazarus?
But what of Lazarus?
Tell me, do any of you care that we're spoiling the trilogy for you guys if you ever watch it?
No,
No.
but I know what the Crisis on the Infinite Earths is. Like, it was a
Yeah,
comic book in the
it's no-
80s.
Yeah, it's no biggie. That's okay,
Yeah.
guys.
I mean,
It's already been spoiled.
I mean, the Batman animated series Earth, when it was destroyed, it really,
Sure.
really hurts because Batman the animated series was the very first Batman show I ever saw. You know, at the tender
Mhm.
age of 5 years old, back in
wow.
1992.
Yeah,
That was the first thing I ever saw. I didn't see anything except until that.
yeah.
So that's my universe. That's what I grew up with. That's my universe. Right? And I
Oh,
hate
man.
Boston.
Yeah, that's a strong emotional connection. Yeah, I
Yes.
can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but then-
for
what?
me, it was the 2000s era of the Justice League universes that hit in the feels for me
Uh-huh.
when they destroyed that Earth and on the
Oh boy.
on Infinite Earth's Crisis on Part 3.
I arm wrestled between what I read in the comic books and the reruns of the 66 show. And I was like, I don't understand how this badass effer, that was for you, Pop, is like, how is this guy the guy who surfs against the Joker? And I didn't get it. I didn't understand. And I think that when I needed to know what Batman was, the animated series from the 90s by Bruce Timm I was like, oh,
Yeah,
completely.
yeah. That's the definitive version of Batman.
Like, and that was even informed by the movie, which I loved, but I was still like, I don't know. And it wasn't until the like, Batman is for kids. And I think that the animated series is a drama. And I think dramatic animation is beneficial.
All right,
Yeah.
and just for clarification, PvP needed to head off to get some sleep. Good night, PvP.
What?
Good night, PvP. And he doesn't believe in
sorry, that was
using
probably rude.
central air.
PvP.
He doesn't believe in using his central air conditioning. It's probably going to be too pricey, but I wouldn't want to suffer through the heat if I had central air available to me. I'd be cranking the AC.
Well,
I've been there, done that.
well, then, Stoneracket, then you're more of a somewhat more of a spinner than in the PvP is when it comes to air conditioning to feel comfortable.
Oh no, I'm telling you,
know.
take a shower.
or
Sorry,
sit in cool water in a bathtub.
all
Well,
day.
no. Oh, sorry. How do you keep cool, Pop?
AC.
Or are you just cool all the time?
Under the window with the AC unit in it.
You got AC?
Yes, a window with an AC unit.
Nice.
And works just fine.
Yeah. One of my apartments. Wait a minute. I had, let's see, 1, 2, 3 different apartments when I was in college that just had a window unit, and it did the trick really well for just a window unit. But now I have central air, and it's wonderful.
Even better.
Yeah.
Tell me, has it been 2 or 3 years since Kevin Costner passed?
No, Kevin Costner is still alive.
Why?
No. I'm talking about. Man,
Kevin
meant
Conway.
Yeah, how long has he been gone for now?
Conroy.
Roughly? About 2 years now, or 3 years?
I
Oh.
think it's probably about 2.
I think, yeah, something like that. I was going to say 2.
Yeah, he died of cancer, from what I hear.
That's
Well,
a
he
shame.
died of death.
Well, Scotty,
Over cigarettes.
well,
Oh, shut up! I love.
well, Scotty, like,
Was he a smoker? Was he a smoker? Was Kevin Conroy a smoker?
Yes. Yes,
I didn't know that. And that's, you know what? I'm Batman.
Scotty, like, the cold reality is that death comes to everyone, Scotty. Just depends on how you want to
No, I
face
disagree. I disagree. I'm never going to die. I made a promise to Jill, anti-derivative Jill. Everyone should subscribe. I said to her I would never die. So,
well, then you're more naive.
I'm a liar. Yeah.
Well, then you're more naive and optimistic than I am.
Hey, Sean Carter is here. Hey, Sean Carter.
Hello, Sean. Good to see you, buddy.
Sci-fi model guy.
Yes, everybody. Check out the show.
So I take it that the only DC stuff you guys know, besides the stuff you were willing to watch as adults, was the 1960s version of the Batman shows and all those shows back then.
Who do you think should play Booster Gold?
The only version I know of Booster Gold is from the Justice League Unlimited series.
Who do you think should play that character?
I have no idea, but it has to be someone with a smug attitude.
Oh.
Hey, Pop, I have an image that I'd like to share with everyone.
Sean Carter
Sounds
says
good, sir.
Vargas.
It's ready to go.
Okay.
Just give him a second.
That's me as Batman back in 1966.
I can honestly say that is the worst Batman costume I've ever seen.
I know it is. I like it.
Hey,
why would Batman have a costume with a symbol on him that says, by the way, he labels himself, I am darkness, I am Batman.
It's play school. Play school.
Yeah, no.
So it's for children. I have the deluxe.
It's terrible.
If you can see, I have the deluxe Batman utility belt. And
I want to go and get my Mr. T costume.
But anyway, that's I got that outfit for Christmas, 1966, and my father took this picture. That was in the evening of Christmas Day.
I'm gonna go get my Mr. T costume. I'll see you in a second.
Okay.
So Stone Racket.
Yeah.
When did the Batman the animated series come out? I mean, Batman the series in the 60s or 70s or whenever it came out.
It was a mid-season replacement on ABC. It started in January of 1966, and was a huge hit, but it burned out pretty quick because when it came back in the fall of '66, the ratings started to dwindle slowly, and then it just petered out.
Yes.
And that's why they brought in Yvonne Craig as Batgirl to try to goose the ratings in its third season, and it didn't really work. But there was a chance of a fourth season when another network expressed interest, but it was an expensive show, and I guess they weren't willing to fork out the dough for it.
Yeah, because I'm trying to gauge, were you old enough to watch the series, or were you too young to remember to watch it unless you watched it on reruns?
No, I said that outfit I got in '66, Christmas of '66. I was, but I didn't say what my age was. I was 7, so I was old enough when the series premiered, and I'll have to tell you, I was used to the George Reeves Superman show, which was originally produced by a guy that did crime dramas on the radio, and so it had a harder edge to it. And when I saw the goofiness the Adam West show, I was annoyed by it, but I did like the Batcave, and I loved the Batmobile, and some of the actors portraying the villains were really, really good, even though it was kind of a a campy version of the Cape Crusader. It was fun to visit uh, occasionally, but I was, even as a child, kind of annoyed. I appreciate it more as an adult for the satire and the campiness, but as a child, I was a little annoyed that they weren't taking Batman seriously like they did with Superman the first couple of seasons.
Yeah, plus from what I hear, some of the Batman stuff that was in the TV show was not in the comics, and the comic book artists and writers added that into the comic book runs too.
Well, the first story, if I remember right, the first story involving the Mad Hatter is a direct adaptation of the comic book. But the comic books back then, and also in the 50s, were kind of goofball because of the controversy caused by that jackass that wrote that book, The Seduction of the Innocent, where he was blaming comic books for all kinds of stuff. And that the comic books got really goofy and juvenile
True.
for a number of years.
Yes, you're right.
And it wasn't until Marvel really,
So
but anyway, go ahead.
I don't want to. No, I do want to interrupt. Pop, can you make it so that I can share my screen?
Oh, hey, Mr. T.
Yes.
Yes. And now I get to go. I hit this button. And
Ready when you are, sir.
share screen, I guess. Oh no, it doesn't. No, wait. Oh, I know. No, this is all stupid. Not now. Okay, so here's the deal. Just make me big. And then I'll show the picture. I don't have to share screens. What am I, fucking new?
No, you're trying to hog the limelight.
I do enjoy the light that is limed, but if you can make it, if you can make me big, this is me.
I'm trying to edit name and headline.
And my
Edit
sister.
my setting.
She was an
studio.
elephant, but I
I'm
dressed
trying to
up
say.
as a Negro.
I'm trying to say it won't give me the option.
This
It
is
just
my.
has
Oh no! All
edit
you have to
name
do
and
is.
headline.
Oh, if you don't want to, I understand. But this is me.
There it is.
Oh, you almost had it. There it is. Look at this. That's insane. I was so happy with myself. My mom made the mohawk, and yet it kind of looks like Princess Leia.
How old were you there?
Probably 5.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. So
And who is that besides you?
that's my sister. She was an elephant.
Oh.
For UNICEF.
Oh, for
She
you.
didn't have it. Yeah, no, she's got the UNICEF thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trick or treat for UNICEF.
So anyway, yeah, no, that's me in
Very
blackface.
cool.
Not really.
Very controversial. Oh my.
I know. You know who will care? Nobody.
Well, some of those Marxist snowflakes that are offended by everything, they might cause a fuss, but other than that.
I was so happy. I was so happy.
That was fun.
On. You know what? In 19 tickety 2, I wanted to dress up like a black man because he was my hero.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Nothing.
I don't think anything.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of fun.
And I just want to say, I know probably everyone gave their respects to this actor.
Jill!
But
what?
My condolences to James West that played the Batman from the 1960s, or Adam West that played the 1960s Batman version. I know it's been a year since he passed away, but
Jill, hold on, bye.
But R.I.P. Adam West.
Yeah. We've lost a lot of Batman.
Yep.
Tell me,
I'm really get a tribute to him for that.
tell me from when he passed. Did they tell the cause? What caused him to pass away?
He died of death.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. But did they reveal the cause?
I don't
Death.
recall.
Like was
Like
it
which one do you want to know how they died?
like was it heart attack, stroke, or was it something
Who?
else?
Adam
Which
West.
one?
Adam
Adam
West.
West?
Yeah.
I think it was, you know, he was what, 87?
I'm not sure how old he was.
I think he was like 87. And so I think he died of being old.
He probably died in his sleep peacefully. That's why they probably did not mention it in the news.
Not like the other people in the Batmobile.
Trying to pull that one again.
Ah, come on, it's a funny joke.
I know he was very disappointed.
Oh yeah, and speaking of, hi Jill, it's nice to see you.
Jill's on the chat.
Well, you have
Yes,
the
good to see you,
link.
Joe.
Click
Yeah.
it.
Jill, get on the panel.
The only reason I've been waiting for you all night.
All right, again, because I don't think I linked it. Hold on.
Oh shit! Jill says that Adam West died of leukemia.
Oh.
That's a terrible way to go.
Yeah. Hi, Jill.
I have heard of leukemia. Is leukemia a medical treatment he died of, or what?
Well, I'm just what I heard. But like when I figure if you have leukemia, you have a headache all the time.
Well, Scotty, look, I don't exactly know what that is. I have heard of it. I just don't know what it is.
It's like cancer in the blood.
That sounds really fun.
It sounds painful.
I know. I was trying to make light of it.
Yeah, it's basically your own blood poisoning you, in other words.
Well, Scotty,
so what's your favorite Fraggle?
What was that?
I said, what is your favorite Fraggle?
Well, I never watched Fraggle Rock.
So what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say that tomorrow, one of the 4Ks I'm going to watch is Casablanca.
Oh, dude.
Oh, wow.
Number one with the bullet, yo.
I love
so good. And I'm glad you have the sound bar. I mean, it's interesting because it's basically you have to watch that movie in stereo. There's no 5.1.
Well, Stone Racket, we sort of missed the Gorilla's Watch Party when we covered Casablanca, but then again, all of us were talking in that live stream, so you probably cannot hear very much of the movie, though.
Yeah, well, I would prefer to watch it on my system. With the oh, go ahead, Pop. What was that?
I was going to say thank you. I hate those watch-alongs where everybody's talking to the damn movie.
Yeah, I don't
turn it off. Go watch something else.
Yeah, I prefer to have people watch the movie or the show and then we discuss it afterwards. You know, like we do on your channel, Pop, and on Jill's channel, and I know other people do it. But yeah, I don't want to be yapping through. You know, while people are watching. I mean, I could be tempted to post, you know, to say some trivia, but no, I don't want to spoil a viewing experience.
But like you do have to do
research. Disrespecting everybody.
You have to do research for an audio commentary watch along. If you're actually going to talk through the movie, then you should do it like an audio commentary that you would find on a DVD or a Blu-ray, like a special feature. And if you want to hear what Stone Racket or what Pop or what anyone wants to talk about, through the film. It makes it could be informative. It could be Mystery Science Theater 3000. But it has to be of benefit
Yeah,
to the film.
when my
Yeah.
when my best friend this is before I got a DVD player, and this was before my friend had a DVD deck. He brought his computer over, and we connected it up to my TV, and we had stereo speakers. Well, my TV had stereo speakers, and then we had external stereo speakers from his computer, and that's how he showed me his DVD of 2001: A Space Odyssey. And while that played, I asked my best friend. I said, "Can I give you some trivia bits while we watch the movie?" And so it was like a running commentary.
Nemesis Enforcer.
Is Nemesis of Eden here?
Yes.
Yeah, he just showed up.
Just said hello. He called us all beautiful.
Yeah,
He said,
that's very
"Hail,
nice of him.
you beautiful beings! You're beautiful. You're breathtaking."
But we know Nemesis is the real beautiful one.
Well, that's not.
I mean, look at his avatar, man.
Lustrous locks.
Really? Well, I thought Jill was the huge I can't say the word. The very beautiful one in this chat.
She is.
Yeah, she's fine.
What? Yeah, Jill's wonderful.
Well, you know what would make her more wonderful? There's a
just say
itty bitty link that she could click onto, and she could join the conversation, which would make everyone
happy.
so happy.
Scotty,
What's that?
PvP. I mean PvP.
He's gone. He left. He died.
He did put a link in the YouTube area. Jill and Nurses just has to find it.
Wicked rad.
Yeah,
and yes, Lemon. I do have the Mo haircut. Don't make me do the two fingers in your eyes. I'll do it.
I got a terrible haircut today. It was awful.
Oh no!
I know.
Are you going to have the son of your barber come to your apartment and fix it for you?
No.
Like that Seinfeld episode.
Oh, I love that one.
I'm actually going to cut off the head of the horse that my barber owns.
What?
Well, retribution. It has to be done. What? Every time I want to cut off the head of a horse, everyone says, "Scott, reel it in."
Yeah, reel it in. Another Blu-ray.
Do we have to kill another horse? Come on.
Another Blu-ray I watched was The Black Stallion.
Oh wow, that's racist.
No, it's a beautiful movie. Unfortunately, the Criterion Blu-ray is got some rough spots in it. They should have done a better job of.
Actually, it's so not racist. I apologize
tell me.
for saying
That's based on the William Farley novel. Yeah. Go ahead, Sci-Fi. Sit down.
So that Black Stallion movie is based off of a black horse, right?
Yeah, it's based on Walter Farley's novel of the same name.
Yeah, because I think we had that on VSH. Yeah, those old things that you old folks
LDS.
Used to have, and I still had growing up. I watched that movie a few times in my childhood, but I forgot most of it already, though.
What?
Yeah, who wins?
It's a beautiful movie. It's I remember reading one critic saying that Carol Ballard was the one that directed it, and they just said that it's a tone poem.
Oh, I love tone poems.
And Scotty, a lot of it was filmed in Canada.
Well, Canada sucks.
No, Canada is beautiful.
Well,
Well,
Canada does
it's
have
pretty. Yeah.
yeah, Canada does have certain tax breaks for studios up there too.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
they it's interesting.
That's
They
why
got
they filmed Star Trek here.
it's set in the late 40s. Well, 46, 47, that era, that part, and they recreated kind of small town 40s, but it was shot in Canada. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, and Smallville, Kansas was
Oh,
Alberta.
that was in Canada. That's right. Thanks for reminding me that.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
gonna make a
no, Canada.
sequel.
You know what? I shouldn't be so hard on Canada.
No.
Boy, it seems like every background now is made in Canada.
Yeah, because of tax breaks, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but there's a lot of beautiful places in Canada that's well worth putting on film.
I hope they film
Lemon.
Matrix.
You know what, Lemon? Maybe PvP is a little too precious with Canada. Everyone, you know what? I know Americans who say that America sucks. And so I think I'm okay saying that Canada sucks. I don't mean it through and through, but I'm allowed to say it. So,
Yeah, and Scotty, and as an American, I could say, given how things are here in the U.S., yeah, it does suck down here.
come on. I love your money. And your cereal. You have better cereal.
Another,
and just for a fun fact, I think most of the Stargate franchise was filmed in Canada as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. In Vancouver.
But I've never, you know what? I've never watched any of the Stargate. Jill knows this. I apologize for airing my dirty laundry. But the reason that I hate Stargate so much is that in the movie Stargate, they reused the explosion of Praxis
oh, that's right.
as a special effect. And I'm like, fuck this ripoff movie. And so I have never seen any Stargate because I'm angry that they ripped off the Praxis explosion.
I've only seen the movie as well, Scotty. I've never watched any of the TV series, but not because I'm angry or anything. It's just
I'm mad.
it's just that I've just haven't gotten around to watching Stargate.
And
I've heard
Scotty,
it's good.
Yeah, so yeah, me too.
I just forgot what I was gonna say. Great.
Super.
Because Sci-Fi Sith
It's okay.
Dan, he not only is he a Star Wars fan, he is a Stargate fan.
Yes, I am. Hey, PvP, you're back.
You got supper done.
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, that's very nice of you, PvP, to not talk while chewing your food like I did earlier.
I figure
Oh,
that's
that
not too
reminds
classy
me.
to
I have to go
eat
get
and
food.
talk. So,
You gotta get some food, Scotty.
Well, and I have to bring it to the microphone so I can chew it.
I had to rebuff Scotty a bit though, because
Oh, come on, dude.
it's not just the tax breaks that Canada offers. We have some of the best film crews on planet
come
Earth.
on. Are you gonna be sour about
No, can I finish, please?
this? Yes, please.
The film crews in Vancouver are generally acknowledged as some of the best film crews in North America. Like, they kind of make a lot of the film crews in California, pale by comparison, is what I've heard over the years. So yeah, we've had so many great shows. First 5 seasons of X-Files, all of the Stargate series. There's been so many shows. It's just like I can't even begin to make a list that I probably should do someday. But there are a lot of classic so-called American shows that are actually produced here in Canada.
How many
If people
pearls
actually knew
do
about
you
it.
have to clutch?
What's that?
I'm just curious about how many pearls you have. Because you're
I don't know any
clutching.
pearls. I'm a modest man.
Well, you're clutching your pearls.
I
Your
have no idea
Canadian
what you're
pearls.
fucking even trying to say.
He's speaking metaphorically.
I don't know what he's speaking, but
English. Do you speak it?
I have no
Yeah,
idea what the fuck
it's
Scotty's trying to get at, and I really don't.
he's just being Scotty. But thanks for standing up for PvP. Excuse me, for Canada PvP.
Yes.
Well, no, it's just like I know that there's multiple reasons why we get a lot of business as far as the film community goes here. Because last time I checked, I think British Columbia was like $1 billion industry every year.
Yes.
I don't know even if the latest Deadpool movie was partially filmed here, but if I did find out, I wouldn't be shocked at all to learn that because there's so
It
many
was. It
classic
was.
films. It was? Oh, good. I was not aware. Thank you, Pop. But there's just so many great classic movies and TV shows that get filmed here, and I think it's unfortunate a lot of people just don't ever realize that. So yeah, I
Well,
just wanted to put my 2 cents in, I guess.
Rumble in the
Thank you,
Bronx.
PvP.
well, PvP.
Rumble in the Bronx.
Well, PvP. Most people probably don't know that until long after the TV show airs, or they learn soon after the episode airs, and then they look up the details online.
The RoboCop and the Highlander television shows, both Canadian productions.
Yeah, and you guys really call this either a blessing or a curse, but I haven't seen the Stargate movie, but because I haven't seen it, but I think that probably helps me see the Stargate TV show a lot better since I haven't seen the movie. Probably.
I don't think you need to see the movie to enjoy the series. Actually,
I don't even have to enjoy either.
My favorite is the Stargate Atlantis, which was the second series.
Did
That was my introduction. I never actually watched the original Stargate, even though I hear it's fabulous from a lot of fans. But I picked it up watching Atlantis on the TV when it was its original run, 100 episodes, and I just loved all 4 seasons of that show. I think it's a fabulous show.
I'd rather watch Babylon 5. I've never seen Stargate.
I've never seen Babylon.
I would rather watch Babylon 5.
But I've never seen Babylon, so there you go.
Yeah, and
this had 5 seasons.
Yeah, and now we're getting to the sort of different segments of the sci-fi fandom. I haven't seen the Babylon 5 show either, but I have seen most of the Stargate franchise TV shows. There's well over 275 episodes total of all the series, counting the episodes, and then there's there's at least 2 movies of it, and that's a lot of stuff. And I would agree that, well, Stargate SG-1, they did a lot of world building in that series. So some people will say it's superior to Atlantis, but Atlantis had established canon and lore to it. Meanwhile, SG-1 had to build up all that lore. So if you want to say Atlantis basically hit the ground running for having the world building already into the universe, then yes, Stargate Atlantis is a lot better since it had the lore of that already onto it.
As soon as you put Atlantis into it, I think it sounds very much like Sequest. As soon as you put Atlantis in there,
fuck, Sequest is crap compared to Atlantis. Come on,
I love Sequest. Shut up.
It's crap.
Roy Scheider is great.
I'm sorry, it's crap.
Well, but Roy Scheider is great.
No, Roy Scheider can, go do what he does, but
oh my stars, are you disrespecting Roy Scheider?
Yes, I am.
Well, you know what? That is a line in the sand that I must draw.
Oh boy, right. He's doing it on purpose, Scotty.
I'm doing it to provoke you.
Well, it's okay. I'm just gonna say that Roy Scheider is my boy.
Roy Scheider killed Jaws.
He's great in Jaws. I get it.
Well, Scotty, if I really want to provoke you, I can say this about a certain TV show to really take you out, but then I don't want Pops intervening with me saying it, though.
What are you going to say?
That Babylon 5 sucks.
What one?
Babylon 5.
Oh, I've never seen it, though, so I don't really care.
Why would I care about it?
You're trying to start a turf war of Babylon 5 and you've never seen it? That's good, Scotty.
Well, no, I'm just saying I want to see it. I think it looks more interesting than Stargate.
The classic thing, though, the trope is Babylon 5 or Deep Space Nine, because Deep Space Nine basically ripped off Babylon 5. and the fans back and forth go yada yada yada, and I honestly don't really care. If a show's good, I'll watch it. So
Hmm.
but I've heard that 100 times at least, probably. It's like, they just ripped us off. It's like, okay.
Well, and also, come on, Babylon 5 had Fox production value, and if you want to put them shoulder to shoulder, Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine looked better.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen a lot of Babylon 5, but I would agree with that, Scotty.
So anyway,
The bits I've seen,
I have
DS9
my
looked
own.
superior. Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
my own opinions.
Plus, from what I hear, Babylon 5 had the better story, but DS9 had the better special effects.
Hey, Joe.
Hello.
Uh-oh, she has a tool
Welcome,
to
Joe.
screw us
Hello.
all.
Good to see you.
Hello,
It's
Joe.
good to see you too.
Good to see you,
Sorry.
Joe.
Yes, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, and
Yes.
Jill,
Yeah.
careful, don't screw us over, okay?
Okay. Yes. Sorry. I still have my zombie weapon that was from my Shaun of the Dead stream.
We can see
That's
your
that.
avatar very well there, derivative drill.
There you
Yes.
are.
Oh, now she's changed. Okay.
Yes, I fixed it. Yes, that was from my Shaun of the Dead stream. But okay, so as far as Babylon 5 goes, I did hear that it was pitched to Paramount with the show Bible and everything. So it's probably no secret that Deep Space Nine was inspired by it. But I still think they're still completely different shows because you still have to make Deep Space Nine Star Trek, and so that did make it a little different. Oh, hello, Matt G.
Yeah,
Hello.
Hello.
you are. Can I say shitting?
What?
What?
Me.
Okay, let's try not to get into a turf
Hello,
war on the
Matthew.
panel, please, because Pop
No.
won't like that too much.
Hello.
I love how Daniel's Hot Topics is the center square.
Well, if we had one more, then we could play the game Hollywood Square.
We could play it. It would be so fun.
I
know, but-
personally think Joe should be center square. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's your answer every time.
No, it's fine. I
Yeah.
don't have to. No, it's perfect for Daniel because he says. the
I
least.
think pop culture curator should be center square. He should be our Paul Lind.
Yeah, well, I don't care if who's center square. Really, I'm just being silly.
So tell me, was Paul Lynn an American or was he a Canadian too?
I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about Paul
I
Lind.
think he was probably American, but I have no idea really because it's not like I got Paul Lynn posters up on my wall anywhere.
I
around
have
here,
two.
You know.
Hi, Jill. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Hey, Stone Racket.
Hey.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you all.
Yes, good evening.
So, what are you up
Good
to
evening.
tonight, Jill?
5-2.
Oh.
Same as it
Okay,
ever
what
was.
was I doing tonight? Oh, I was playing a point and click adventure game with my daughter. It's like Putt Putt goes to the moon, and Putt Putt is this talking driving car who went to the moon.
Wow.
And
He went to the
We
moon.
played that for a while. We
To
didn't
the
finish the game or
moon.
anything. But
I'm
That
a
sounds
talking
fun.
driving car.
Well, that would be terrible if you were a car, Scotty. You couldn't drink.
Well, you know what? My mother was a car. My mother, the car.
Yeah, I actually saw that in its day.
I have never
It-
seen an episode of it.
It was basically, I think my dad wanted to see this show that people were talking about, just the worst, stupidest thing ever,
Mhm.
and it was
I like the worst, stupidest
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, I
ever.
remember watching the first episode online. It was like, yep, that's pretty
yeah,
much what I'd agree.
it's just
It was awful.
it's just a stupid show.
It was
But
Well,
we did
my
see
mother,
we did
my
see a
mother
couple
was
of
a car, and my
Well-
dad was Mr. Ed.
yeah. But anyway,
Mr. Ed was
it-
much better though.
the spirit of
Can you imagine though?
Yeah, the spirit of the
We're trying not
protagonist.
to.
I
Like
like
Mr. Ed
though.
fucking
As a
your
kid,
car.
I
Sorry.
thought Mr. Ed was awesome as a little kid.
Right.
I am
But I was like
Mr.
4 or
Ed.
5 then, so you know.
I definitely
So, but
watched that
both
on
of
the
these are
reruns, Mr. Ed.
Hey, how when you're like 4 or 5, how can you not love a talking horse? Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
watched
God. Okay,
Mr.
we
Ed.
gotta get. Oh,
We-
I'm
we
gonna
don't-
I
we
mean,
don't
I
like
know
it.
it was
But
I'll be
did-
back
a
in a
moron,
moment.
but
the real question is though, did the horse actor who played Mr. Ed even like peanut butter?
well, you know, I think the
He
Apparently.
was allergic.
I think they tortured the poor horse because they'd feed him stuff and make his lips move, and I imagine the horse wasn't into that a lot of the time. He's like, "What the hell am I doing? What are they
Can
doing
you-
to me?" It's
Can
like,
you even
"Oh."
imagine being bitten by a horse?
I
Why not?
can't.
It doesn't feel good.
There's no horses
Probably
around
not a
here,
good
so
time.
I can't
Any-
actually imagine that, Scotty.
Like
Anybody
the,
on
the
Probably-
horsepower.
anybody
It's
on the
probably
panel?
better than being kicked by a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
Well,
very
yeah,
kick
but
would be
don't
bad.
stand behind them because that's where
Any-
farts.
Anybody here on the panel fans of Francis the Talking Mule?
Oh, Francis, the groovy mule.
Because before there was Mr. Ed, there was Francis the Talking Mule.
The groovy
I never heard of that.
mule.
That's
You
a bit
never
too-
have?
That's a bit too far before my time,
Yeah.
actually.
Only reason
Well,
I know
it's-
about Mr. Ed is because when I was a kid
Well,
growing up, they always had documentaries about TV shows. So I saw a TV show about a TV show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Francis the Talking Mule was a series of films.
Don't forget that Stone Racket is 6,700 years old.
No, I'm actually 65.
But he was going to tell me about Francis.
100 years old.
I don't remember those. Those are
Yeah,
movies, right?
those were with Universal
Mhm.
and Donald O'Connor, right, Pop?
Oh gosh, I don't remember those at
That
all.
would be correct.
Yeah, and then except for one, I think has
Francis
Mickey
goes
Rooney.
to races.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Francis in the
goes to
Navy.
races. Yes.
I think Julie Adams is in one of those movies too.
Gosh,
So was I.
But no, you weren't, Scotty. You weren't born yet.
All right.
But hey, I'm a shill for Kino Lorber, so hey, you can get all 7 Francis the
Hey!
Talking Mule in a box set from Kino Lorber. I
Do they have-
haven't
do they-
purchased them, so
do,
but
do they
you
have
guys
on the
can.
payroll?
Yeah.
What was that, PvP?
Do they have me on the payroll there, Stone?
Oh,
Uh,
no.
Well, I will have you know that my 2 cats are official,
Yeah.
unofficial, official mascots for the Kino Lorber.
You have 2
discussion-
cats. One of
discussion
them
thread.
is named Kino, and the other one is named Lorber.
No, Chico and Harpo are the Kino kitty cat connoisseurs. The discussion forum has so christened them thus.
Oh yeah, and now they're laying down smoking cigars and drinking cognac, just like fancy cats are now.
But of course.
By the way, Paul Lind. It seems Paul Lind was an American, so just wanted to throw that in there quickly.
Oh, it is okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
Paul Lind, Center Square, Hollywood Squares.
I think he was an expert at anal sex.
They once did an episode of Mr. Ed that was about U.S. savings bonds. It was like a fake episode. Well, I don't think there was like no studio audience, and they're basically talking about like you should buy savings bonds and invest in your country. It's like almost a full length episode, but it's really just a commercial for doing that. Like they're in character, but they're kind of non-character.
Yeah, I think the Leave It to Beaver show did something like that as well.
They did. Oh,
Something similar, yeah.
I have to find
So
that.
did Daffy Duck.
What was that, Jill?
Also Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck?
Oh, no.
Daffy
that
No,
the-
Duck.
not Daffy. No,
Do
it
you
wasn't
enjoy
Daffy,
a
the
little
other
bit
duck.
of Daffy Duke?
You
It
mean
was the
Donald
Disney
Duck?
Yeah,
Donald
Donald Duke?
Yeah.
You got to
Daffy
get
Duke.
your ducks in a row there, Joe. Is it Daffy or is
Yeah.
it Donald?
Wow.
I mixed up.
I enjoy a
Jill,
little bit of Daffy Duke.
I love a bit of Daffy, I guess.
Jill, have you seen some of the Chip and Dale cartoons where they're antagonizing Donald Duck?
Oh,
God.
you missed it the other day. Jill
No, I
dressed
didn't.
up
That sounds
like
fun.
Gadget from
I didn't dress up like Gadget. I
Chippendales.
just have an avatar.
Yeah, no, I know, but now
Oh,
all I can think about
Oh, there
is
we
your
go.
Halloween costume, which
Wow.
is going to be Gadget from Chippendales Rescue Rangers. You
Well, I don't
must
know.
you must dress up your husband as Monterey Jack, and and then you will have to dress up your children as Chippendale.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
okay.
Oh,
They won't
Scotty.
have any
Sure.
complaints about that.
Sure.
Joe's going to be
I
breaking down.
wish to orchestrate your life.
You have an understanding family, Jill, I gotta say.
No,
No,
it's
we're
not
not doing
happening.
that.
They're not doing that.
My
What, you're not
daughter
gonna
already
dress
picked.
them up? Come on.
No, my daughter
They're
already picked
already
her.
being Ghostbusters. I've known this since January.
Whataburger.
If my
Oh,
daughter's
God.
gonna be Bluey or something from some
Oh
other
my
franchise.
God.
Uh,
What's it like raising a lesbian?
what? That's outrageous, Scotty.
There's no indications of that thus far.
Well, Bluey, I thought it was indoctrinating.
It was? Oh.
I don't know. I don't
watch
know.
it every once in a while. It doesn't seem that bad. It's
I've
just a
never
little
seen
off
it. I have
kilter,
never
but it's
seen
not
it.
bad.
I've heard that it's.
I watch everything my daughter watches.
I've heard that it's very lesbian.
I lost track of my older son, but
You
I
don't.
still
You
watch
don't.
what she watches.
You don't see the lesbian indoctrination of Blue.
No. What episode are you talking about? I don't really keep
The
track.
7th episode of the 4th season.
Okay.
Well, that's very
It's, ama-
specific.
it's amazing how Scotty has zoomed in on this. I'm quite impressed at his detail, I must say.
How many seasons of Bluey are there?
I
3.
wasn't even aware
Never
of this
even
show.
seen like one romance because it's about like these dogs that are children. So it's
by the
Yeah,
way, I was
Very
just curious.
impressed Scotty has
What
zeroed
is
in on a single
what is
episode.
Bluey about?
I don't know. It's a family show and
About
they do
lesbians.
magic.
It's a family show about a family of dogs that
Magical
talk.
Oh,
dogs.
there's dogs?
They
Oh.
talk.
Oh, boy.
That's unnatural.
Scotty, you're full of
Shit.
that stuff. Yes, but I do not want control for PvP.
I am just having
for
fun, yo.
%. Yeah, I know. And Jill, have you seen the Star Trek franchise at all?
Oh, God, you
Yeah,
really
I have.
No, never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Oh wait, Scott.
All of it.
No,
I've seen
no, wait,
it
hold on.
all.
Oh man, that was a total mistake on my part. I was talking about Stargate. Have you seen any of Stargate, that franchise?
That's what I heard. For whatever reason, whatever mistake you made, I heard Stargate, and yes, all of it.
Why?
Nice.
Because it's so cool and fun,
'Cause
except
it's
for
fun.
Universe.
Right.
That can.
That's
That
why,
sucks,
because it's
I know.
good.
It's because it has Robert Picardo, and you have a crush on Robert Picardo.
Well-
no, Robert Picardo isn't in a Universe.
He's
Was
in
he in an
Stargate.
episode of Universe? He's in.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
in Atlantis. He's in SG-1, but he was
Well,
mostly
but
in
that's all.
Atlantis.
It's all the same thing.
No, it's not.
No.
What?
If you had
I
watched
thought
it,
it
you know
was.
it's not
I
the
thought it
same
was.
thing, Scotty.
Well, I don't watch it.
I will tell you this.
You should watch them all.
probably
Stargate
not.
Stargate Atlantis is the black sheep of the Stargate franchise. It is.
What? I would
But-
think Universe is. I love Atlantis.
Oh, Universe is the one that everybody says sucks.
Oh, hold on. Did I say Universe or Atlantis?
Which one?
Everybody says Universe sucks. It's like, what, 6 episodes?
Which
or
one has
something?
Jewel
Yes.
State?
Every episode ends in some
Jewel
mopey
State is
drama.
Atlantis, and she's gorgeous as all.
Yeah, but which one? She was in Stargate.
She's in
Which
all
one
of
was
the
she in?
Atlantis episodes, pretty much.
I would like to see her episodes.
I do have a question. Did I mix up my Stargate names again? Because I was meant to say Stargate Universe. That is the black sheep.
Yeah,
of the
Universe
Stargate
is definitely the
Universe
black
was
sheep.
the
It's the
third
one.
series. Yeah, it was the
It's
third
the.
series.
I think
that
it
got
pretty much
canceled
was
quite
the.
quickly.
It was pretty much the first season that Sci-Fi, when Sci-Fi Channel turned into Sci-Fi, the Sci-Fi Channel. It was the first one that got that for no
Yeah,
reason.
I don't think the fans like
Yeah,
that show
Sci-Fi,
very much
syphilis.
from
It
what I've
became
read.
syphilis.
No, I get you. I get you.
Yeah, I would say Universe is the black sheep. It is.
Well, it's the original series and Atlantis are the fan favorites. I mean, depending on your taste, right? Like I discovered it with Atlantis, and that's why I'm a big Atlantis fan and always will be. You know.
Yeah, and I would say Atlantis has more epic space
You have
battles,
failed me for the
but
last time, Commander.
Well, the thing with Atlantis too is you don't forget one of the major characters was actually a Canadian. He even had our flag on his arm patch.
Canadians are the weakest
So-
people in
No,
North
but-
America.
Oh, fuck off!
I
Sorry,
will.
but seriously,
Dr.
though, I mean,
Rodney McKay.
how
Rodney,
many
Rodney.
shows ever have a
I'm
Canadian?
moving to Texas.
Do any shows?
You
have a
know the
Canadian as
actor
a
for
hero?
Rodney. He has a
And
YouTube
Rodney-
channel, and he
I
does
mean,
a lot
Rodney
of
was
stuff.
a bit of a dick. I get it, but he was still heroic in some episodes, and he still saved people's asses when he
The
had
only
to, right? So
the only heroic
I
Canadian
think
was
he
the
was a great
littlest hobo.
character.
That little German shepherd
Oh,
who ran around and
Jeez, are you
solved
12?
crimes.
Are you 12?
Yes.
If you're 12, I can
17.
say you love the little hobo. But it's
Thank
not
you. 17.
It's not
I'm
my
17.
jam to use your terminology, Scotty.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
I think it's time for our
Oh, secret business.
top secret conference. So
Oh shit!
Even we don't know. Even we don't know about it.
Yeah, we don't even know. We're gonna
Oh.
bow out. And
Oh,
Top
go.
secret.
Well,
yes,
don't
top-
let the
top-
door
top
hit
secret.
you in the
Well,
ass
don't
on the
say-
way out.
there
Just
is
say
no
nice-
door.
Just say nice things about us if you can.
Certainly.
We will. What a burger.
Not me.
What a burger.
Hey, Jill, you got to go to the planetarium. Unacceptable. You ever been there?
Planetarium.
Right.
I was
Lamb-
there when I was a kid. Yeah.
Well, that was
Planetarium.
well, you can't live in the past. You have to go now.
Yeah,
Well-
planetariums are cool.
Yeah, they are.
Very
They're cool.
cool.
Preparing,
The one in
preparing. You're
Vancouver
always
is pretty
preparing.
awesome.
Just go. Let's go.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me on, Pop.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks
I
for
have to
having
go
me
to the
on,
high
Pop.
school. That's where our local planetarium is. It's in the high school.
we need to go.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
thank you for coming on. It's good to see
Yeah.
you again.
Yeah, it's
Thank
great
you.
to see
Sorry, I
you,
didn't
Pop.
talk much.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah,
See you
sorry,
later, Stone
lack of
Rocket.
a voice.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks again. Well, we'll say goodnight
Bye
to
bye,
all of
Stone
you.
Rocket.
Bye bye now.
Good night, guys.
Cheers.
Hope
Good
to
night.
see everyone on Monday, the Lost in Space stream. I hope.
I hope so
I
too.
hope so
Yeah.
too.
Well, good
Okay.
night, all.
Good night.
To both of you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, and to the
I
lemon
guess I
pies,
could close this up.
and for lemon pies, sneaky comment about Star Wars and Scotty. Yes, I have heard the tragedy of Scotty the Wise. He was a shit talker. He was
Ooh.
such good. He was able to provoke people on the panel. He had such knowledge of shit talking. He was able to cause a lot of trouble on panels.
I know.
Unfortunately, his shit talk was his undoing, and then the host banished him from the panel. He can save others from shit talking, but not himself.
I don't think
You write a lot
should-
of fan fiction. Sounds like you do.
No.
but I don't think I shit talk.
I think you like to be confrontational at times.
Oh, you
just,
don't. You don't. You do. You tease and you interrupt. You interrupt.
You
and
like to get
tease. That's what you
confrontational
But I
at
don't
times, Scott.
shit talk.
do.
But
Not really.
you know, I find that you're often quite creative, so I don't mind, having, shall I say, debates on different, differing opinions with you.
To
I actually
say
find that quite entertaining.
to say I shit talk is to say I snipe.
No, it's simplistic to say you just shit talk. I think it's more complicated.
Yeah,
and
I am constantly adversarial. I mean, even my closest friends would agree with that. And part of the reason that I enjoy being adversarial is because it's fun. It's it's sparring. It's intellectual play, and so I enjoy it.
I
And if
enjoy
you
it.
don't,
I enjoy it too.
suck it up, Buttercup.
I enjoy you challenging my intellectual processes to
It's
keep
so
me
easy
on
to
my
beat you.
toes. Because no, seriously, Scotty. I mean, I'm not bullshitting you here, buddy. It's like
Sure.
I'm not getting any younger, and as you get older, you start to worry about Alzheimer's and all that crazy shit. Even though
That's why I do crossword
my family's never had a history of that, so I'm not fretting about it. But
Oh, I have a
it's nice
history
to
of
keep
Alzheimer's.
your brain, intellectually active.
I
if
might
that
have
makes any sense.
dementia now.
Well, you could be.
Yeah, right.
It's self-inflicted.
Well, it is true.
I do have a question to all of you. Do you know? Do you guys know that was meant as a joke? The way I quoted that. If you guys know Star Wars Revenge of the Sith and that quote area in that
Never
movie.
seen it.
Have any of you seen Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith of Star Wars?
I don't think I have.
I don't remember anything from it. It's not my type of
I've seen it one time.
I was a fan of the original trilogy back in the 70s and early 80s.
Is that the one with Yoda?
And when I watched Phantom Menace, that was when they killed it for me personally.
Yeah, well, what I'm trying to get at is that quote I was talking about, Scotty, was a modified version of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise in this little speech Palpatine gave about his master, Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Apparently, I'm Darth Scotty the Wise, so it's wicked.
Yes, and I modified it as a parody and joke on you.
Toads.
But
happy to be. You know what? No one has ever called me wise before, so I'm really jazzed.
Yeah, but no, I just ruined the parody and the joke before I explained it to you guys, though.
I don't think you ruined it. I think
I don't think so. I think it's more interesting after you explain it in this case.
Am I cool? Am I just?
Yes, that's the idea. Is that you're cool?
Yeah.
Plus, I just love to tease and jab you, Scotty, as well.
Well, I feel, you've just given me like an honor. I'm wise. Great.
Well, in the movie and in the novelization, Palpatine did that to mock his master because Palpatine killed his master in his sleep, so his master was unwise.
So what do you want me to do? Kill some younglings?
Apparently, I don't want to get into this Star Wars lore debate with you because possible.
You started this by calling this entire thing was a Star Wars implication. So don't play possum. You have failed, sir.
Oh well, fine. I'll finish what I'm talking to you about.
I can't wait.
Well, in the book and in the
hold on. I'm gonna call it a night, guys. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm tired.
Pop, it is so good to be able to hang out with you, man.
Here tonight.
Yes. It is so good to hang out with you. Everybody's saying, give the hugs to Pop.
I hope I see you all soon. Hopefully on Monday.
Just try to stay healthy, stay well, and try not to get sick, Pop.
May the Force be with you.
Exactly.
Thank you for having me.
I'm trying my best. Thank you, everyone. Oh,
Goodbye,
no.
everyone.
It was great to see you, Jill.
Of course, good.
Also, thank you, everybody in the chat.
Yes,
you guys take care.
Boiler Greg.
Lemon.
Yeah, we had a great time. Wonderful people tonight.
Nemesis of Eden. Good night.
Nemesis in full saw.
Good night, everybody.